everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to our summer reading live stream. We're so excited. I feel like even though I'm hosting, I'm like, this was a collective decision to do this, and it just ended up landing here on my channel. But yes, welcome, Melissa, Beth, Rebecca. I'm so excited you guys are all here, and we're going to talk about some good books today.
Yes, we are very excited to be back together for sure.
Yes, we are.
Was it
Yeah.
was last summer?
Last summer. Was it August when we talked about Emma? We wrapped up Emma and Lion.
Yeah.
Yes. So
That's kind of what started this whole thing, was talking about Emma and being like, we want to get back together to discuss Emma.
I know.
But there's
still
no
not yet.
book.
Still a wait.
We're still waiting.
We're
for
still
volume
waiting.
9. Someday, Beth Brower, come on. I know. Every time I see her pop up in my Instagram stories or anything, I'm like, maybe this is it.
I do too.
Nope, and it's like, oh, it's the French version. I'm like, darn it.
One day it will be the good announcement.
It will be.
It
will be. All right. I'm seeing people popping in the comments. Vintage Girl is getting back into reading, hoping to get recommendations for great stories that are clean with happy endings. Yeah, I think you'll find a lot of that here.
Right now, I'm like trying to think.
I know.
I know.
What are the endings for the books?
Right.
I haven't read all of them, so I can't.
That's some
I know.
pressure.
Our TBRs we can't speak to necessarily.
Yeah,
but
we
the
can't
recommendations
commit to
we
that.
absolutely can. Susan is here. Debbie is here. Let's see. Jess is here at work. Well, Jess, you can catch us on the replay if you have to actually do some work,
But we're happy you're here.
we are. Mina is here. The other Susan Snowden is here.
So good to
Jacqueline
see
is
everybody.
Here. I know. Deja is here. Excited to listen to an hour of cozy bookish talk. Read some of Yesteryear. Who's Yesteryear by? And Maniac McGee. Oh, that's good.
So Yesteryear is the new booktube darling about the trad wife who wakes up and finds herself in the past.
In an actual traditional. Okay, yeah. All right. Now I know. Now I know what we were speaking
It's definitely hyped.
Super hyped. I was reading an article about how an author that I follow who's like a lot smaller, she also wrote a book about trad wives that came out like almost right at the same time, and she was like, yeah, her book is like hyped right now and nobody's seen my book.
Isn't that funny though? It seems to happen that way, where there'll be like at least two books unrelated that are on a similar topic.
Yeah,
one of them always gets more attention, it seems.
Right.
Yeah,
it's either sparkly vampires or trad wives or something.
There's always
always something.
I think Yesteryear's been bought. I think Anne Hathaway bought it to turn it into a movie.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
I think so.
Well, probably things like The Handmaid's Tale and all that kind of stuff. I have a feeling, some of that sort of, it's got a little bit of that almost dystopian feel to it, I think. Personally.
Like, if it's still popular or still liked in like 20 or 30 years and I'm still around, then maybe I'll read it then.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
That's about how soon I read a book, once it's been around for 20, 30 years.
It's been spoiled for me. Somehow it's been spoiled. I know what happens.
Too much.
So yeah. So I will not. I mean, I don't.
Does that make you not want to read it? Does that make you feel like, oh, I'm not going to pick it up?
Well, it's not really the kind of book that I would gravitate towards.
Right.
Yeah. So the trad wife thing is probably not something that I typically would read. I mean, in a way, I'm a little bit too close to it because I do homeschool. I do can vegetables. You know what I mean? But I definitely am not the trad wife kind of a person. But I think there's a little bit of viewpoint on having a life that is like that. That there's maybe something wrong with it, and I don't necessarily agree with that. But then I think it can be exploited.
Sure.
In the trad wife world, where so anyway.
It's an interesting concept to me, though, to be like, oh, someone who thinks I know it all, I'm really a very great homemaker, and then to go back to when it was really hard, could
Mhm.
potentially be a
Yes.
very fascinating story.
Right.
Exactly.
Like,
It's
wow,
so
I really don't know what I'm talking
romanticized.
about.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
no, you're
Yeah.
literally washing your clothes on a rock. You know
Right.
what
I
I
know.
mean? Like on a, this is
Like,
Making
not
your own soap.
Have they not read
romanticized.
Little House on the
Everything.
Prairie? Because
Yeah.
did you
Yeah.
not
Didn't
know
you
how
read-
I would have died?
Exactly.
Right. Right. I
Like,
mean, there's,
I would have died.
you know, you also
Full
need to
stop.
be appreciate the time that you're in. I mean, they're making
Right?
money on social media. They can't be that traditional.
Have they not
Anyway.
all played the Oregon Trail back in high school?
Yes.
Died of
Like
dysentery.
Yeah.
everybody died from
They
dysentery.
still
Did you
have
not know
that.
that's what
My
happened?
kids play that. It's still
Yeah.
online to play the
Yeah,
original.
I know. But
It's so
not the
great.
way we played it though, on a keyboard computer with like up and down arrows of DOS commands.
No, they have it online where you have to do that, where it's like up and down. It looks the
that's cool.
same. The interface is
Yeah,
the same
it's
when you
like
shoot. It's up, down.
Matrix. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've kept it the
Well,
same.
we all like vintage things here, don't we?
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Oregon Trail and old books. I mean, I won't be reading yesteryear either because you'll see my books all have a really old copyright date.
Yeah, I think a lot. Well, we might have
Most
a
of mine
couple
do.
of newer releases,
I've
but I
got
think
some newer ones.
yeah, I think
yeah.
I think we maybe have a couple, but I think
But
for
I
the most
mean,
part ours
But they're
are
newer
all
ones that feel old.
they do.
Yeah,
Yes, they
Yes.
have that
set
sort of
in the
timeless quality.
1920s or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I know we have before we get too far into this, everybody who is watching, we are going to, and if you've just joined us, welcome. Hi, welcome to summer reading. We're going to share both recommendations and our TBR. So we're going to each share 3 books that we recommend for summer reading and 3 books on our personal TBRs. What we want to know from you is, which do you want us to share first? Do you want us to go through the books that are on our TBRs first, or do you want us to share the books that we've read and recommend for summer reading? I'm putting a poll up right now. And you can vote. Just type in the chat. You can type the number 1 or the number 2, or you can type TBRs or recommendations. That will count your vote. And we will, well, they're coming in already. Then
Jess.
we will, whichever one you guys decide, we'll give it a few minutes, and then we'll start with whichever one has the most votes. So if you want us to do TBRs first or recommendations first, let us know. We're going to cover them all. We're going to go round robin style, and but we just thought we'd ask you all which you'd prefer to hear first.
So really quickly,
okay.
Jen, tell me to be quiet if you want me to be quiet, but I'm just
No.
reading this. So there are people who are excited about yesteryear because it's like influencer. So maybe if everybody's excited about it, I might pick it up. Someone had asked, Debbie had said, what do I think about Kin or the Calamity Club? So just really quickly, I don't know if you guys have read Kin. I think it's Tayari Jones. I was so excited about it. I actually got a copy of it. I started it and I have DNF'd it, which is really sad to me. And then the Calamity Club, I think, is Catherine Stockett, who wrote The Help. And I really liked The Help. I also liked the movie. So I would try the Calamity Club. I don't know that much about it. I don't know if it's in the same, American South, kind of during segregation time period that The Help is. But
Never heard of either one of those. I'm so out of it.
yeah.
I've heard of the Catherine Stockett. Kin sounds familiar, but I don't know what it's about really.
It's African American women and dysfunctional dynamics, and it just went down a route that I was just feeling very uncomfortable about. And I was like, you know what, if this is how it's starting, I don't know. Yeah,
absolutely.
Again, I think to Beth's point, as things go, I mean, that's what, as Beth was saying, like, as life goes on, we're looking for the publishing dates that are decades ago are the ones that we're loving, which Dean Street Press is a perfect example of.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So lots of votes happening. So it looks like,
It's fascinating to watch it changing in real time. That's really
right?
cool.
I know. The little poll thing is fun. So we'll give it
Like
I'll give it
election night,
another
but much
minute.
less
If
stress.
anybody is new, just came in, you can vote whether you want us to share our TBRs first or our recommendations. Recommendations are in the lead. So get your votes in the next minute or so. And then
Yeah,
let's see.
Deja says it's a true
Yes.
gift. Yeah, to be a modern writer that can write a charming cozy. It's very true.
Yes.
And I think it's why, you know, it's resonated with us so
Absolutely.
much.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It really.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many people that MM Lion has resonated with, because I think that people who like modern novels like it. I think people who like vintage novels
Yes.
like it. Like, I just think
Yes.
it really, I don't know, it
Mm.
really speaks to so many people. It's so lovely. That's
It
why
feels
we're
like
all
it's
like,
really blown up too in recent.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
months.
From all
Like,
sides.
I don't know if it's just my algorithm showing it to me, which
No.
but it's just like everywhere. And with people
Right.
that
Yeah.
are not normally, I look at the rest of their books they read and I'm like, that doesn't seem like what we read,
Yeah.
but that's what you're saying. It resonates with so many people. And to see
Yeah.
it getting
Yeah.
published in different countries is very exciting. So part of me is like, I started reading it years ago.
Yes, right. You're such a
original
trendsetter, Melissa.
Right.
It's like you want other people to read, but you're also kind of like protective, like, actually,
Right.
Right.
I know about it.
found it first.
Yeah, you want to keep it
Right.
close from us.
Yeah.
Right.
It's terrible.
Crochet
I
Mima
saw
says
this
Calamity
comment.
Club also went down a route I wasn't comfortable with. A very disappointing DNF for me. It's
Yeah.
so hard these days. Yeah, with modern novels, you know, I just sometimes I feel like there is this need, or there's this thing that modern authors are doing where that it's like a shock factor, where there's something
Yeah.
that comes in that's just why? Like
Right.
it could have been equally as good a story without this thing.
I think sometimes it feels like they're bringing it up just to bring it up, as opposed to it being, part of the story. Is sometimes how it feels to me.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you have to think this is probably what publishers are pushing for too, because the demand comes from them, but what they're looking at is what people are buying. And if that's
Absolutely.
True.
Like I just read a mystery
ultimate.
novel that was sort of touted as being like a golden age style crime novel, and the sensibilities of the characters were so modern. Like
Yeah.
they were just there was a gay relationship in it, which is totally fine and obviously has happened throughout time, but all the characters were like, okay, cool.
No
It's
big deal.
1952. I was like,
Yeah,
really?
when that
in
happened,
England,
people were
it was still illegal in England in
down
1952.
low. Right.
It was so unbelievable. I was just like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a book very recently with that kind of it was set in the past, and I was like, and it was like one thing after the other. It wasn't just like one thing. It was like the way they talked, the way they, the way they were behaving, and I was just like, this is not 1938. This is now,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay. I think hopefully everyone's had time enough to vote in the poll. Yes, it looks like recommendations are what everybody wants to see first. So we will start there. Let me figure out how to close the poll. There we go. Okay. I am stopping the poll. Thank you to everybody who voted. All right. So we're going to start with our recommendations. We are going to go around. So I'll go first, and then Melissa, and then Beth, and then Rebecca. We'll each share one, and we'll just go around until we've gotten through all 3 of our recommendations, and then we'll move on to what is on our TBRs. These are not the only books on our summer TBRs. My summer TBR stack is out of control.
Yep,
but
mine
these
too.
are 3 that are really
same here.
Ones we're really excited about reading that we thought we'd share with you all if you're also looking for things to add to your TBRs. But we're going to start with books that we have read, loved, and recommend. So my first pick for a book I recommend for summer reading is Mrs. Lorimer's Quiet Summer by Molly Clavering. So Victoria from Dean Street Press. We have a Dean Street Press edition here. I think we might see more than one show up here. So yes, this is just such a lovely story. And even though it's called Mrs. Lorimer's Quiet Summer, it's really not. Mrs. Lorimer's entire family, she has mostly grown children and grandchildren, and they're sort of all descending on the family home over the summertime. And so she's got all these things going on with her kids. And I think a couple of them are staying with, she has a neighbor who's a spinster. So there's kind of a spinster character also happening in here. And you get to know her, and you get to know all the kids and Mrs. Lorimer, her husband. There are some, just kind of relationship things that are going on that one of the daughters is kind of involved in something that kind of causes a bit of upheaval, but it's all just very lovely and family oriented and domestic, and Molly Clavering is just fabulous. I can't recommend her books enough. I've loved every single book of hers I have read, and I think this one makes for perfect summertime reading. So if that's what you're looking for, then definitely give Mrs. Lorimer's Quiet Summer a read. And it's kind of funny because I think D.E. Stevenson also has a Mrs. Lorimer character in a book, and I was just when I was doing some research on her, I came across that and I was like, that is really funny.
Weren't they best friends too?
They were really good friends.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was wondering if somehow there was some crossover there, but I haven't done enough. Maybe Victoria can speak to that. I don't know if she knows anything, but yeah. So Mrs. Lorimer's Quiet Summer is my first recommendation. So
sounds good.
Yes.
It does. I've got that on my summer TBR, so it's not my list, but I'm so glad to hear you recommending it because I've been looking forward to it.
You will love it, Beth. It is perfect. And I just saw Victoria said it is available. Yes, it's available as an audiobook. So looks like Deja has read it and also loved it. So yes, it's a great one. Okay, Melissa, you're up next.
All right. So my first one that I want to talk about is A Room with a View by Ian Forster. So it's been a long time since I read it. Mostly at this point, I'm more familiar with the movie, which is also
the movie's great.
The movie's so good.
Right?
It's so good.
Merchant Ivory movie.
Ivory. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so this is about a young lady named Lucy Honeychurch. She's sort of like upper middle class, sort of fancy English girl. And she goes to Italy with her chaperone, Miss Bartlett, and she meets kind of a iconoclastic young man who has a different way of thinking about things than her prim and proper ways, and starts to have feelings for him. It's very romantic. It's set in springtime in Florence and in the English country or the Italian countryside. And then the next part of the book, she goes back home to England, where she has, gets engaged to a very prim and proper Englishman. And then somehow, her Italian experience comes back to her life and she has to make a decision. So I'm very excited. I actually, even though these are my recommendations, they're also on my TBR because I really want to read all of these this summer. It's been a long time. I don't even remember when I read this. I may have been in my 20s or something. But I still recommend it. I mean, Ian Forster is a classic for a reason. So I'm excited to check this one out.
That's a beautiful cover.
It's gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
I know. I need to reread that one because I read it right when the movie came out. I read it.
Yeah.
I saw the movie and then I read the book, and which that's one of those books I think that works okay if you do that. And because I was in high school, it just kind of helped me get into the language of the book by having seen the movie first.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't read it since high school. I really need to reread it. So
I'm excited.
Yes. And Stacy, you asked a question. Yes, we'll have info about that at the end of the live, so stay tuned. So if you don't have paper and pen handy, don't worry. Stacy was asking for the title again.
Sure. It's A Room with a View. The author is Ian Forster.
Classic.
Yes.
All right. Beth is next.
All right, so this is the only one I don't have a physical book for because so I'm hoping I've got a picture of it on my phone, so I'm just gonna have to show it to you. It looks backwards to me. Is it backwards to you?
I
Mm-mm.
can't
It's
read it,
called
but
I
my
can't
eyes are
see it,
bad.
but I'm blind as a bat.
There you go.
Oh,
Oh,
Keeper of the
Bees.
it's
Bees.
called Keeper of the Bees. Sorry, it's the only one that I don't have the the physical copy of, but this is I got it out of the library last summer. Oh, do you have it, Rebecca? Perfect.
Yeah. Is it
Perfect. This
backwards?
one is by
And Beth,
No, it's
Jean
perfect.
Stratton Porter.
I just bought a copy of that recently. It was from, what is that publisher that publishes like old timey children's books? Purple House or something like that.
Purple House
Mm.
Press.
Yeah, I think they had
Purple
it.
House Press. I want to get a physical copy of it. I got like from the library. I got like this old copy last year, and it was so pretty. And I was like, oh, I want this vintage one now. And of course, don't have that one yet. But anyway, it's about a young man, a World War I veteran, who he's kind of recovering from the effects the effects of the war has had on him, and he's in kind of like a rehabilitation home, but he overhears a conversation that he's not loving, something about his care and his well-being, and he thinks, you know what, I'm taking matters into my own hands, so
Mhm.
he leaves unbeknownst to everybody else on his great adventure, and he's walking and he's walking, he goes through some adventures, but eventually he comes upon a lovely house, cottage type of place. And this all takes place in California. So he comes upon this house, and out comes a man who is suffering they're not really sure what, but he's ill and he has to go to the hospital, and on his way out the door, basically this man says to him, will you keep my house and my bees until I can return? And so he kind of takes that as a trust for him that he's gonna take care of this for this man. So it's like a story of healing. It's a story of neighborliness. It's a story of growth and some romance, a little bit of mystery, friendship. It was beautiful. I read it for the first. I had been wanting to read it, but I saved it for last summer. It was like August, and I was like, this is perfect time to just kind of you take a deep breath. It's one of those books you just take a deep breath and settle in with. So it was so good. I really really enjoyed it. There are some dated ideas in there because that our modern sensibilities may be a little bit like, ooh, wait a minute, but it was published in 1925, and it was actually published posthumously. So Gene Stratton Porter had already passed away by the time that it was published. So it was one of her later ones. You might know her from Girl of the Limberlost. It's the same author who wrote that. So it's kind of set in the spring and summer, moving into the summer, and the whole like bees and beautiful flourishing flower gardens. It just had such a summer ambiance. It was great. I loved it.
Nice. Did you
Yeah.
mention what part of the world it's set in? Did you say
California, yeah, it's in
California?
It's
California.
like at the
Yeah,
seaside, right? Isn't the
yeah,
ocean part of it too?
yes,
Yeah.
Okay. Because
yes.
I was thinking about the girl of the Limberlost that was set in like the swamp area. So
She
sounds like
said
Mhm.
most of her
Limberlost was
books.
from Indiana.
right.
Um, yeah, she Jean Stratton Porter was born there in Indiana, and she was like this big naturalist. She really wanted to kind of conserve, and she actually kind of lost that battle because she was trying to like uh, the Limberlost area she was trying to save, and it got overruled. They filled in the swamp and everything, so she ended up moving to California. So I think she was writing about places that she knew because she did end up
Mhm.
moving to California after that.
Yeah, I
I
need to
also
read
read
that
this in
one.
the summer and I loved it so much. I
Mhm.
agree with you, Beth.
Mhm.
The healing aspect of this is just so
Yes.
very powerful because he does
Yes.
have trauma. So
Yes.
it's a
Yes.
lovely choice.
Yeah.
It really was a lovely book. So,
Yeah. Yeah, we had talked about possibly reading that for the Cozy Reader Book Club. We chose The Harvester instead, but when we were talking
ah,
about that, Rebecca and I because she had loved it so much. So
It
that's
is.
definitely
yeah.
on my radar because I love reading books set in places where I live, and I live in
Yes.
California.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I remember the first half being a little bit slow, because it is kind of like, it's almost like his journey towards healing is very slow
mhm,
at the beginning, and then it picks, like the second half of the book really picked up, and it kind of mirrored his journey, I think.
mhm, mhm,
Yes. She wrote The Harvester as well. That's why we were like, well, we should do a
mhm.
Gene Stratton Porter. Most
Right.
people have already read The Girl of the Limberlost. So we talked about, I'm looking over there because I have them on my shelf. We talked about
Mhm.
The Harvester and The Keeper of the Bees.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, her nature writing is just amazing. That's the one
yes.
Yeah.
thing that was my biggest takeaway from The Harvester was her nature
Mhm.
writing for sure. So,
Yes. There was
mhm.
a lot of that in this one too.
Yeah,
Yes.
fabulous. Okay,
Okay,
Rebecca.
my turn. So I decided one of the things that we've talked about here is for recommendations is to try not to share books we've shared in other places. And
Mhm.
I, over the past 2 years, I've shared 50. I know, Jen, you too, shared a lot. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to focus on middle grade for this so that people who, whether you want to read it or recommend it to grandkids or read it with your kids, you'll have middle grades that are perfect for summer. So the first one I wanted to recommend is Rabbit Hill by Robert Lawson. So have you guys read Rabbit Hill?
Mm-mm.
I haven't
So
read it, but I know of it.
I think, Beth, I think you would love it. So it's really short. It's just a short little, you could literally read it in an evening. It is anthropomorphized animals. So something too that I realized was all of my books tonight have illustrations in them, which
Oh,
I also
okay.
really loved.
Yes.
So this is the story of a farm, basically, where you have people who are living there, and there's this whole animal community that lives around this farm, and you've got little Georgie, who's a rabbit. He's got a grumpy uncle. There's also a field mice and a mole. I have my list: groundhog, skunk, all of these animals in this community. And the people who are living at this farm move and leave, and the animals get really upset, and the new tenants have a cat. And so they're really concerned about their future and like how they're going to live. And so this is just their story of how, how things are going to go in the future for them. So, I know some people are really concerned about animal trauma. I don't remember animal trauma. I remember this ending very nicely and wonderfully. So just so that that is out there.
Mhm.
So I will say, I think one of the reasons why I think this is perfect for summer is anyone who plants a garden, I think you will look at it differently. Like I looked at it differently after I read this book, just kind of thinking of all of the, animals, how we can kind of coexist together. It's not like you have to have all of the fruit that you grow or vegetables you grow, and kind of thinking through how you can like support a community. So that is Rabbit Hill. There's also a winter one that's also beautifully illustrated that he wrote as well, that has like a big snowstorm that's really fun for winter as well. So that's my first middle grade summer recommendation.
Does it have the Newberry? It looks like it's
I think it's Newberry and not Honor. Yes, it's Newberry. Thank you, Beth.
yeah.
It's Newberry. So
Perfect.
Sounds
it's
fantastic.
It does sound great.
it's so cute.
It sounds like Mr.
It's
McGregor should have read that book before he started
Yeah,
his
exactly. I don't know if you guys can see, but
Right?
the illustrations are just so nice too. And I think it's illustrated by Robert Lawson, because his other it's just so cute. It's like these little animals. Okay, sorry,
Oh,
I'll just show you all the pictures. So
Rebecca,
anyway,
do you have the title of the winter one by that author? Do you
I'll look it
know?
up. I have it
Okay.
in another room, but I'll look
Okay.
it up real quick.
Jess was asking. So Jess, we will
Okay.
get you the title of the winter one
Yeah.
because she's in New Zealand, so it's winter time there. So
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
Robin says she read it when she was a kid a very long time ago, but doesn't remember much about it.
The Tough Winter. It's The Tough Winter.
The Tough Winter.
And it
Perfect.
is it's, I don't know, can you guys see, like there's like a rabbit going down
Mhm.
on a sled,
Mm.
which is like what the cover is. It's just cute. I mean,
Yes.
they're all anthropomorphized. I was talking to my daughter about it, my oldest. So we probably read this like, I don't know, a decade ago as a family.
Mhm.
And she was like, I don't know if I remember it. And then I started telling her, like, remember little Georgie's dangerous situation? And I went into details. I was like, remember the cat? And she was like, oh, yeah. So there's like certain scenes in it that, like, if you close your eyes, you can just kind of imagine it. So it's
Mhm.
really, yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. I mean, it's so quick for those of you who are saying that you've wanted to read it or whatever. It's so
Mhm.
quick. Like, if you got it from the library, you could just,
Yeah.
sit out with an iced tea and read it or in the winter, just sit by the fire and read the winter one.
Right.
So,
Oh, we lost Beth. Uh-oh. Hopefully she'll be back. Yes, I'm going to the library tomorrow, so hopefully maybe they'll have it. I'm gonna look for it.
yes.
I'll give it to my son to read. So
Yeah, like a before bed, just a quick.
right.
It's really cute. Anyway.
Yes, absolutely. So, okay, well, I will continue on. Hopefully Beth will, maybe she's having connectivity issues, but hopefully she'll pop back in when she can. Okay, so I'm going to go with my next recommendation. And I have talked about this book a little bit recently, but it's not one I've talked about much on my channel. And I think it is so perfect for summertime. And that is Father by Elizabeth von Arnim. And it's set in August. So I think that's part of why it makes such a great summer read. In this, we have our main character, Jennifer, which was like immediately draw me in.
Right.
So, and she is, I think she's 33. Yeah, she's 33. And since her mother has passed away, she has done everything for her father. She lives with her father. She acts kind of as his secretary. She does all the household things. Like, she does it all. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, one day her father comes home and says he's getting remarried. And she's like, oh, okay. But then she realizes that this is an opportunity for her to do what she wants to do. Like, she doesn't have to stick around. She's thinking to herself, his new wife isn't going to want this grown daughter living there. And there's, going to be some tension because of that. So they have gone, like, the dad and his new wife, they're off, on their honeymoon or whatever it is they're doing. And so she leaves and she decides she's going to go find her own place to live. And she finds this little kind of run down little cottage that she's going to move into and set up. And you just kind of follow Jennifer as she embarks on this sort of new life. And it's set between the wars. So, I mean, she's sort of a spinster, even though she's only 33, because she was one of those surplus women after World War I, because so many men had been killed in England and there just weren't enough men to go around for all women to get married. So it's just kind of a great exploration of this kind of changing time for women and what their, sort of circumstances, what their opportunities were or weren't like during that time period. And I just think Elizabeth von Arnim, if you've read The Enchanted April or Elizabeth in Her German Garden or any of her other books, I think this is it's very different. I think all her books are very different from one another. And yet they're so readable. I couldn't put this one down. I read it last summer and it was just fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. And I mean, it's got maybe like a slightly, I don't want to say darker tone, but it's just got slightly like heavier themes to it, but it's done in a really wonderful way. And if you're thinking that there might be something bad that happens in this, don't think that. You might feel that way as you're reading through it, but I promise you it'll all be okay in the end. So no bad things happen at the end of this one. It all works out okay. So that is my second recommendation.
That sounds good. I've had that
Yeah.
one on my shelf for a long time. And
I know. I
but
have so many of these British women writers.
me too, yeah.
And yeah, this one's a great one. I really highly recommend it. Yes. So
Yeah, there's lots of comments. I think the thing that I've noticed about the books of hers that I've read is there's a surprising level of like this dry sense of humor. Like, she has a very unique sense of humor that even in serious situations, with like in the Elizabeth in Her German Garden, where they have those political discussions that she's having with her husband and her friend, there's like this, it's very heavy, but she's got this dry kind of zing wit.
Yep.
And I love that. I don't think it's
Yeah.
as prominent in Enchanted April, but it's still
Mhm.
there. But I
It is.
really loved that about her writing.
Yeah. Yes, I
So
think there's something kind of I don't know, snappy or something about her writing, that she's just got this little bit of something that makes her books just kind of a little bit extra special. So, they may not be for everybody. And I think sometimes, especially like with the Enchanted April, I think a lot of people go in expecting it to be this very sort of like light, kind of
right,
romantic,
whimsy.
friends on this
Yeah.
vacation, and there's more to it than that. There's a
Yes.
lot
Yes.
more going on and more nuance
Has
to
a
it.
little bite sometimes to
It
it.
does
Yeah.
have a little bite
It's
to
not
it. Yes.
sugary
Yeah.
sweet for sure.
It's not,
No.
but there's nothing really like super dark or heavy either. So it's
Yeah.
like this, she has this really good balance of things in
Mhm.
her books. And I think you will definitely find that in Father as well. And Jennifer is a great main character. I just really, really enjoyed her. Not least of all because we have the same name.
Right. Right.
So let's
Yeah.
see. Yes. Oh, Barbara's saying Simon does have impeccable taste. Yes. If you know Simon
Yes.
from the Tea or Books podcast, I guess he's stepping back from his consulting position at the British Library Women Writers. He's only going to be working on their novels, and they're doing a heavy focus on their short story collections because I guess those sell better. But he picks some fabulous books, and if you don't listen to that podcast, it's amazing. I love them. Let's see. Oh, Robin says that's sad to think that I was considered a spinster since I didn't get married until I was almost 34. Well, I didn't get
got
married till I was
late
37,
also.
so
Yeah.
I hear you.
I was, I don't know how old I was.
I'm
31.
51 and
Right.
so
It's
whatever.
I think it's totally fine, like
Totally, I'm happy. I'm fine.
yeah.
But yeah, it is interesting because I just recently read another novel that was set during World War I, and then the sequel was afterwards, and that was a big part of it. Was a lot of these. This was like a kind of upstairs downstairs kind of story. It was those Elizabeth Elgin novels, and some of the housemaids never got married or anything because there just weren't any men left hardly. I mean,
Yeah.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. It was a really tough time, I think, for women in England.
Yeah.
And especially because it wasn't like today where it's much more acceptable to be single or to remain unmarried. Like there are opportunities now that women have that they didn't have,
Right.
in the 1920s in England. So,
Yeah.
or anywhere really. I think Beth is back.
Oh, good.
She's back.
Beth.
Our internet just went out.
Oh, it's not another
no.
tornado warning, is it?
No, not tonight. I would have expected that during the tornado. That didn't happen tonight. Sorry about that.
Yes. So, yeah, we were talking about Beth had a tornado warning. Was that last week during your book
Yeah,
talk?
last
Your
week
book
during my
chat?
live, I had a tornado warning, but internet was fine. And tonight, not so much. So
So
sorry
funny.
about that.
Okay, so let's see. Melissa, you want to share your next?
All right. So my next one is I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. So this is a book that I read for the first time a few years ago, and I've only read it the once, but as soon as I finished it, I was like, this is one of my favorite books of all time, and I will definitely be reading it again and again. So it's about a 17-year-old girl named Cassandra, and she and her family live in a very rundown, ramshackle castle in the English countryside. They're quite poor in spite of living in a castle, and some young men move into the neighborhood and kind of stir things up for her and her family. And it's written in a journal form, and it takes place from the spring of one year to the fall. So it really captures a lot, including the summertime. And to me, it just has a summertime vibe in a lot of it. But Cassandra is just the most witty, engaging narrator. And I just love her. So I can't wait to read it again. It's one of those books you just like, you hug it at the end, because you just love everybody in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fun. It's just such a fun book. So
It's the
yes,
best.
it's one of the best.
It is.
I just can't believe. I think it was probably 3 or 4 years ago, at least, that I've read it. I'm surprised I haven't read it again. I feel like if you love Emma and Lion, you'll probably love this too, because it is
Yes.
first person. It's about a young woman, and
Mhm.
so if you're like trying to fill that Emma-shaped hole in your heart while you're waiting for volume 9,
Mhm.
get one out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a great
Great.
one. Melissa, have you read Oh, the Brave Music by Dorothy Evelyn Smith?
No, but that's another one that's in my book room.
Yes, you need to read that one. It's so good. It'll give you I Capture the Castle vibes. Just
Oh, good.
it's just
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm always
fabulous.
looking for that. Well, that's what led me to read the I'm going to forget
Montmoret, the
Montmoret
Montmoret series.
books, because they were compared so much to I Capture the Castle,
Yep.
which I definitely get similar
Oh,
vibes
for sure.
from that.
Same.
I've been thinking about those books a lot lately too.
I just talked about them in my video the other day.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So yeah. five series for summer reading. So yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched that one yet, but yeah.
And I said thanks to Melissa. She's the one who put those books on my radar.
Yes, I can't remember who I heard about them from. I think it may have just popped up on Goodreads. It's like, if you like this book, you might.
Yeah, I get sucked into that. I just like scroll through the books that
Yeah.
you like this. Here, try these. I'm like, oh, look at
I found some good ones that way. You never.
TBR.
Yeah, but for sure, check out. I feel like out of all the ones that I'm recommending, I almost would say that read this one. Okay, they're all probably great, but really read this one.
Right.
Yeah,
if you can only read one, read that one.
For sure.
So, okay, now you're back, and now everybody's out of order because Beth left.
It's Beth's turn.
Beth is next.
All right, my second recommendation. I'm doing like Rebecca here with a middle grade, but this one is just so perfect for summer. This is Pinkie Pie by Eleanor Estes. This is actually the second book of a duology, but I don't think there's any spoilers. So Ginger Pie was the first one, which was about the dog, and this is about Pinkie Pie, which is about the cat, and about the Pie family who goes on well, it's kind of a vacation for him. Really, it's a work trip for the dad, but it's a kind of a vacation for the family. So the dad is an ornithologist and he studies birds. And so somebody has sighted a puffin on the island on Fire Island, which I guess is, I don't know if it's a real island or not, but it's basically like by Long Island, like underneath Long Island. And so he has to go there to investigate that, and they have a cottage that they rent. And the families, they're like, okay, we'll make a kind of a vacation out of this. So the family goes with him, and during somebody's saying in the comment, it is a real island. So okay, that's good. If it was just made up for the book or not, because I'm not from that area, but they go and there's like a mystery there, but also this little cat whom they name Pinky, or maybe she comes with the name, I'm not sure, ends up being kind of that says she adopts them, which sounds like a cat to me. She's going to adopt the family. They're not going to adopt her. And so she becomes like this typewriting cat. And she writes stories on the typewriter, because that's the dad's typewriter, and he usually writes his ornithological treatises on this. But Pinky comes, and at first the dad's kind of like, I'm a bird watcher, like I'm a bird man, and I'm not sure cats and birds are going to go. And then this cat becomes kind of like, he has a soft spot for the cat. So anyway, it's their summer on the island together, and there's three kids actually, Jerry and Rachel, and then this is Uncle Benny. So Uncle Benny is 3 years old and considerably younger than the other two, but he is their mother's brother. And so they call him Uncle Benny, even though he's younger than them. So you kind of see some things from the perspective of the Pies. You see a lot of things from the perspective of Pinky. And you may know Eleanor Estes from the Moffats or from the 100 Dresses, or I'm trying to think what else, the pie books for sure. And she just has the charm of Eleanor Estes is she just the sense of humor she has, like you have to laugh. Like it's so funny the way she writes, but also she just has such a good grasp on the way like a childhood way of thinking, like this is maybe what a 3-year-old would think, or this is what, a 12-year-old how they would think. And they kind of she kind of comes at it from that perspective, depending on the point of view that you're getting at the time. And there's 4th of July celebrations, and there's seaside, and it's so fun, so fun. Favorite beach read. So it's about a family and their pets, kind of quirky, and they're kind of fun, and they're certainly funny. Just a lot of fun. So this one has illustrations too, Rebecca, if you would like
That's
to
the way to
see.
go. Yeah.
She kind of does her own sketching. I think did she illustrate this one? Some of the books she writes, she illustrates herself, and some of the ones she has another illustrator. And I kind of think this is one. Oh no. It's illustrated by Edward Ardizoni.
Ardizone. He's a
Ardizone.
very famous illustrator.
I just saw his name on another book that I was just looking at today.
Yeah,
The
he's
Growing Summer. I think he did Noel Streatfield's The Growing Summer. So anyway,
yes,
Pinkie
he
Pie.
did.
Hi, Anna Rose.
Yeah, that's like right
She
over there.
she
Yes,
loves
he did.
Pinkie Pie. So funny. I was just kind of looking it over today when I was getting ready to come on here and kind of refreshing myself, and I was laughing out loud, like just to kind of like look at some of the lines, like they were like, oh, so how sometimes let me see when this was published. What did they say? Published 1951, and one of the little characters says, how sometimes they leave orphans, in the church pews, or on the front door stoop or whatever. And it said, and the mother wished that somebody would have thought about leaving this cat in the church instead of on her front porch.
Yeah,
it was just so funny.
so we've read the Ginger Pie as a family, but I don't think I realized that there were more. So now I feel like, okay, now we're going to have to read Pinkie Pie, because we loved Ginger Pie.
Yes, Ginger Pie was so good as well. That one's set over the winter, though, which is why I'm not talking about it. This one's specifically summer, so
Beth, do you think
so
you have to
so
read
you
them
can
in
give
order?
a summer and a winter recommendation like Rebecca did. So
Yeah,
you like Pinkie Pie, then in the winter read
she
Ginger
said
Pie.
she doesn't think it'll spoil it. So
I don't think it'll spoil it. Technically, Ginger Pie does come first. So Ginger is adopted in Ginger Pie. And then in Pinkie Pie, he's already part of the family. So chronologically, Ginger does come first. I don't think there's any spoilers.
It doesn't sound like it's the most super plot
right
in it for you.
Not really. No, it's not really.
I feel like a lot of middle grade is that way, like children's books. It's sort of like, if you pick them up, I mean, okay, maybe there are spoilers, but don't you still
some
just
of them
enjoy
are
reading
serious
them?
Yeah,
Yeah,
some series are important to follow.
Some series are,
some of them are,
especially vintage middle grade. I feel like it's not as detrimental that you read them if you read them out of order.
Well, I'm sure a lot of kids, you just go to the library and grab whichever book looks good to you. You're not, a little kid's not thinking.
What one is this?
Also, remember the days before the internet when you could not figure out which book was in which order?
Yeah. They mention the Moffats in this one too, but you don't have to read the Moffats first either. Technically, the Moffats comes before this as well. Then that's by the same author, so they live in the same world. They're in the same town. So you'll see references to the Moffats in here as well. But again, it's not. It's kind of just like they're living all in the same world. So
right.
Yeah. But if you're a purist, then read Ginger Pie over the winter and save this for next summer.
Dylan Thomas's A Child's Christmas in Wales. I don't know if you guys have read that, but that is also illustrated by Edward Ardizone, which is really great illustrations too. I've actually read The Witch Family, and it is yes, it is really great.
Is it a good autumnal read?
Yeah. It yeah, because it's
also Snacky McSnacky Cakes is my new favorite username. So Snacky McSnacky Cakes I feel like
I
I need a
totally did a
snacky
double
McSnacky
take
cake
on
now.
that one too. I had to
Yeah.
go back and read like what is it? What does it say? That's so funny.
Yeah.
I know. I love that. Please give us the origin story of your I mean, who doesn't
Yeah.
like snacky McSnacky cakes, right? I mean, come on. There's also a lot of talk.
fun.
So like Mina became an aunt when she was 4 years old. Um,
That's
and then
awesome.
Barbara's saying her youngest sister was born an
Mm.
aunt. Her son was a year old when she was born. So lots of families with
So fun.
yes, absolutely. I think that's great too, because I think it's hard because I don't really remember books from my childhood where family structures were sort of different than, just like, so that's sort of like a non-traditional feeling kind of family where
Yes.
like there's this little kid, but he's the uncle, but he's
Yes.
younger than the other kids, right? Like that's just
And they
not so
call
that's
him Uncle Benny, which is just
right.
like so fun.
That's hilarious. So see, now I'm gonna have to look for that one at the library tomorrow too.
Yep, it's a good
Got
one.
my library list at the ready. This was perfect timing.
All right. Well, you probably know about the next one. So my next recommendation is
Sharon,
also middle grade. This
Sorry.
is Mary Stewart's A Walk in Wolf Wood. Jen, have you read this?
Yes, I have.
Yes. You've probably read Her to
I've
Zero.
read everything she wrote.
Yeah. So this one's also illustrated. So we have two siblings, John and Margaret, and they are in a picnic. And at their picnic, they end up, it's a portal fantasy. So they end up getting transported into medieval Germany. And so it is middle grade. It is Mary Stewart. I love her Merlin trilogy. So her adult fantasy, as well as her romantic suspense and, all of the things that she's written. But she has a couple other middle grades that you probably, you've read. The Little Broomstick. Jen, you've read that one too.
Yes.
But this one I think is perfect for summer because again, they're traveling with their family. They stop by the roadside and have a picnic. So the weather is warm. This has a shapeshifter. So they see a wolf, and then later on they discover that the wolf is actually a very sad man who has been enchanted, and they end up and have to go and work in a castle. The boy has page duties and the girl is like a housekeeping and sewing kind of a position. And there's this like evil sorcerer is probably a strong word for the magic that he's able to do, but there is an evil character in there, and the kids decide that they are going to help this very sad man who turns into a wolf to kind of figure out why, and then to also help him with getting rid of that enchantment. So that is A Walk in Wolf Wood. And again, it is not super thick. And if you love Mary Stewart and the Merlin trilogy, I just think this fits right into that part of her canon so well.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
Yeah.
I need to
if I knew she
reread that
did
one. I
middle
haven't read
grade.
that one in so long.
I don't know if I knew she did middle grade.
So the
That's
Little
very interesting.
Broomstick is if you watch Studio Ghibli movies, like Totoro, or Kiki's Delivery Service. I don't know if you watch Studio Ghibli, but anyway, it's like Japanese anime. Little
Yeah.
Broomstick
I
was
don't watch
turned
it, but I know of
into
it.
Mary and the Witch's Flower. And that was sort of my first, I watched Mary and the Witch's Flower and I was like, oh, and then I was like, what? This is a book by Mary Stewart. So then I read The
Of course,
Little
you had to track it
Broomstick, and
down.
then I felt, when you just search randomly for Mary Stewart, this came up, this beautiful book. And I was like, oh,
Yeah,
it's a
it's
middle
beautiful.
grade. I'm going to get that and read it.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Yes,
I love Mary Stewart.
Yeah,
so
I
much.
found all those. That was the great thing about working in a bookstore in the 90s was that we had access to like a database of books.
Yeah.
'Cause, it was hard to, there was like no good way. I mean, you had to go to a bookstore, you had to go to the library and ask and see if somebody could look up, what else did this author write? So I would just type in Mary Stewart and then I would just order all the books for myself. It was great.
Yeah.
Not good for
Yeah.
my paycheck, but it was great for my reading.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah. Yes, fantastic. Okay, we've got a few. Hang on. Okay, so Mama Needs to Read Romance wants to know, Beth, about your top. It's so cute. Where'd you get it? It is
JCPenney.
adorable.
JCPenney. I find the best things at JCPenney's. I don't know.
Love it.
I love it there.
Hi, B. I just want to
Thank
say hi
you.
to B. I don't know if y'all know her. I follow her on Instagram and on YouTube. She has a great romance-focused YouTube channel.
Oh, fantastic.
She's a fellow historical romance nerd like me.
Love it.
Nice.
Love it.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Nice to meet you. I love Jacqueline's comment is wanting to know if Snacky McSnacky Cakes, are you the real little Debbie?
Snacky is my old friend Sharon that I've known for a long time.
Yay.
It's so nice that she's here. Hi, Sharon.
Apparently, we have figured her out. Okay. All right. So I guess we are moving to our final round of recommendations, and then we will move on to our TBR picks. So I am going to share my final recommendation for summer reading. I actually have a nonfiction book, which I have 2 editions of because there was just a recently reissued version of it, and that is The Summer Book by Susan Brand.
Yes.
So this is the original, The Summer Book, which isn't in print anymore, but you can find it places like, I stumble on her books at half price books and library book sales and all kinds of places. But if you want the one that is currently in print, this is the 30th anniversary edition. It is new and expanded, but it includes everything that was in this original book is in here. There's just more. So more recipes, more quotes, more anecdotes from her. It's so lovely. It has my very favorite summer dinner recipe, which I just made for the first time last week, which is her lemon linguine, which is absolutely delicious. It's so simple and everybody in my family loves it, which my son is super picky and my husband has dietary issues. So I love it when I can find a simple meal that everybody is happy with. But I mean, just her beautiful illustrations and I mean, it just feels like summertime in a book, just looking at it. I mean, I just sometimes open up her books and just flip through them and, read a little bit. And her quotes are so wonderful. She is just such a great resource. If you're looking for a quote for something, like any of her books you will find something that speaks to you. I just can't love her more, can't love this book more. And yeah, so I had pre-ordered this, so it came with a little signed book plate.
She's so great about that.
I know.
Including signed book plates.
And then you also got a little bookmark.
Yeah.
Yep. So
yeah,
I've pre-ordered
buying directly from her is the way to go.
Yeah, she's reissuing her Christmas book, and that's coming out later this year. So
I just pre-ordered it too, Jen.
Did you? I pre-ordered it a couple months ago, along with her two new mugs that are 2 of her new mugs.
I got one of the mugs too. I can't remember which one now. And I saw today that her 2027 calendar is out now on her website, so I've got to hurry and get it. It's
I know.
Martha's Vineyard focused,
yes.
which she doesn't live there anymore. So
I know she lives in California.
Yeah, you're happy.
I'm going to stalk her. I'm gonna take all my California friends. Road trip.
It totally makes sense. She and her husband are getting older, and I'm sure it was easier for them to come back where they have more friends and family and milder climate. But I miss Martha's Vineyard so.
Plus, also, I think that house had really steep stairs in it, and so it was just getting to be not safe. And with this weather, the snow, and dealing with all of that, California are much milder climate here, especially where they are on the coast. It stays very mild there most of the year. So, and they have a one-story house.
Said something about a tour for the last book, didn't she? I think I'm waiting to see.
She's talking about, yes, she is going on tour. That's what her blog said.
That's what I thought she said.
I'm hoping she's going to come back to my local bookstore.
I'm hoping she's coming here too. If she does, I'm going to do, I'm going to get there. Like if she gets anywhere close to me, I'm going.
Jen is my area in Texas. So Jen, get your guests
everybody
ready.
Just come to me and we will go to see Susan. So you guys will come to me. Road trip to see, even if she doesn't even have to, where she lives from me is only about 4 hours. So I would, even if she's not coming up here to my bookstore, I would go to her bookstore there. And
I feel like I've got to meet her at some point because I've loved her for so long.
So lovely.
That's how
World-
I feel too.
I
She's
love
so
her.
lovely. Yeah, I met her. Gosh, I met her when Distilled Genius came out. That she was on tour for that, so she came up here, and she was so lovely. And it was awful because they'd had to at the last minute. It wasn't going to be at the bookstore because there were too many people coming. So they had rented an auditorium at a school. That school had a power outage, so they moved us to a different school like at the last minute, and their air conditioning wasn't working, and it was the middle of summer, and it was like. It was so swelteringly hot, and she sat and signed. We were like about the sixth to last people, my mom and I, and she was just so kind and generous and took pictures with us and sat and chatted and just like she'd been sitting there forever, and it was so hot, and I was like, I just love you. You're just the best. Like just doesn't get any better than this.
I mean, honestly, she's one of the people that's probably inspired me most of anyone in the whole. I mean, that sounds so dramatic, but I feel like she's had the biggest impact on the things I like with Ina Garten and maybe Martha Stewart, although she feels more reachable. You know, she's more of a person that you can just send a tweet to or something, and she'll write you back. And
she feels like a friend. I mean, she really does. Like when we read about it, it's like you're like, I could be friends with her. Like I could just hang out with her. And again, I know we talked about relatability earlier, but she's,
very relatable. Yeah.
Her music, like, it's like, oh my gosh,
everything.
We have the same
books
taste in
that
music.
she likes, like her love of England. Like I'm like, we're like this.
Look at Jacqueline's comment. I did see this. Jacqueline said, "Did you see she won Diane Keaton's boots in auction?"
That.
I saw it too.
It would have been better to get
and she likes Diane Keaton so much, like to the point where
well, if you see some of the pictures of her and her outfits in like the 80s, she was very influenced. You can tell by Diane Keaton's Annie Hall style.
Yeah, absolutely. The baby boom era too.
Like all that.
Such a great movie.
For sure. Oh, that is a great movie, isn't
it?
it?
Is.
It is a great movie.
We're just on a nostalgic Susan.
Really,
Diane Keaton kick right now.
So anyway, all right, whose turn is it?
Okay, so thanks for bringing that one up. I need to get that one out for sure.
Yes, Melissa.
All right, Melissa, your turn.
So we're gonna switch gears to something darker. Tender is the Night by F. Scott Fitzgerald. There's beautiful Scott. So I love Fitzgerald.
Did you pick it because of his picture on the back?
No, I just noticed it, but it is a nice picture.
Oh,
that is a nice
Melissa
picture.
and I have been texting about hunky movie
Men of
stars.
Like Gary Cooper, Cary Grant. we have old-fashioned taste.
What's not to like?
Yes. So this book was written in 1934, and it's set in the south of France in the 1920s. And it's been a while since I read it. I remember being introduced to this book in high school by my English teacher, Miss Parsons, who taught American Lit, and she loved Fitzgerald. And she taught us Gatsby, and she just made me love it. And so I just kept going. And even though I haven't read this book in a very long time, there's still parts of it, the vibe of it, the feel of it, the beaches of the Riviera in the 20s. And Nicole Diver is one of the main characters in her bathing suit with the shoulders pulled down, and she's tanning her back, and she has a string of pearls dangling down her tanned back. And just moments like that are so poignant and beautifully written that they stay in your mind forever. But anyway, this is a story about a couple, Dick and Nicole Diver. He's a psychiatrist. She is both a patient and his wife. She has mental health issues. And it's based in part on Fitzgerald's life with his wife, Zelda, who also had serious mental health issues. And also based in part on the lives of Sarah and Gerald Murphy, who were expats from America, wealthy expats, and they were big supporters of the arts in the 20s. So pretty much anybody you would have heard of in that time period, like Hemingway, Fitzgerald, Gertrude Stein. I mean, I could go on and on. They all were involved together and knew each other. So it's sort of based on that kind of period of time. And it's just fascinating. I can't say it's like super happy, but it's beautiful and interesting. And I know, Jen, we had talked about reading it this summer in our Gilded Age group. So I don't know if we will or not. I hope so. But if not, I may give it another try anyway, because it's been a long time. And I'd like to read it again now as a more mature person to see what I get out of it. Versus, when I was like 20 something and like the glamour of it all.
Right.
Yeah. So when I'm in those summer, I'm not a big summer fan. I don't like being hot. But I like to daydream about places in the summer, like the Riviera, Italy. And, so this fits in well with that, that vibe.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to read that one for sure. Beth and Rebecca, have you guys read that one? That Fitzgerald?
I have not.
Yeah.
I have a big bird situation outside, which is why I muted.
Oh,
They're gonna hear this bird situation. So no, I actually haven't. I was trying to think if I read it in high school, but I don't think I did. And then, Jacqueline. So I was looking up Mrs. Wilson's War because I wasn't familiar with that either.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that one either. I'd be curious to read it now that I've reread Gatsby and no longer hate it.
My guess is there's going to be a lot more books based on Gatsby or inspired by it now that it's in public domain. It came into public domain a couple years ago. So I think that frees people up to do a lot more things than they could before. So that's interesting. Yeah, I'll have to check that one.
Meg says she's been thinking of reading something by Hemingway this summer too. Yeah, I have had the thought to read a Hemingway book over this. I think the only thing I've read by him is what's the short one? But the boat.
Old Man in the Sea.
Old Man in the Sea. I was like, what is that? That's the only Hemingway I've read.
I personally think that's his best. And I think he said the same thing. He agreed. I went to his house in Key West a couple years ago, and that was fun. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna reread Hemingway. And then I was
I feel
was
like
not really a fan. I liked Old Man in the Sea, and that was it.
But I feel like you're either a Fitzgerald or a Hemingway girl, and I'm definitely a Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Last year I read
frat boy land.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's just his style just isn't as much for me.
Right.
Yes. And that's like the thing. And just so like manly.
Right.
Macho.
Yeah, that's why I haven't read him. That very sort
where
of
I think Fitzgerald is a more sensitive
thing happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there. I found it. I couldn't find it, but now I found it.
Oh, Mrs. Wilson's
Affair.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because Myrtle Wilson.
It's been so long since I've read that too.
Barbara said in the comments,
read So Big by Edna Ferber.
I second So Big by Edna Ferber. That's a good one. I liked So Big as well.
That's on my TBR.
I don't think have I ever read anything by Ferber, but I've definitely seen movies based on her books. Like
Giant.
Giant.
Yeah.
That's classic.
Yeah. So, okay, Beth, you're up next.
Okay. My last recommendation, I couldn't help myself. I reread this just, I don't know, a couple months ago, and it was so good. So this is Summer at Tiffany. This is a memoir by Marjorie Hart, and it is about two girls from Iowa who take the summer and go to New York City to work. Well, they kind of want, they want to go find a job. It's kind of like a summer after, like in between college years, I think, or is it in between high school and college, somewhere around there. They're young and they want to go to experience the life in New York. And so they go there without jobs, although they do, there was a lead on an apartment. So they're able to get themselves an apartment. And while they were there, they got a job as, or both of them got jobs as pages in Tiffany and Company. And so the pages they were the first female pages. And the pages are kind of like they stand to the side and wait. And then when a salesman sells some piece of jewelry or something, they come and bring it to be wrapped or delivered, or if something needs to be repaired, they do that. So there's really some funny and fun little scenes that the girls are in, and they're just living the life. They're looking for soldiers, and they're like, well, we sat on the steps of the New York Public Library, but apparently that's not where the soldiers are hanging out, so we didn't meet any of them tonight. And it's just, I mean, it was just so funny. They're so naive, but they're so like, they are out to have a good time. So it's the summer of 1945, so the end of World War II. So they celebrate in Times Square. They're constantly writing letters home, so you can see, like, what they're saying to the people at home. And they're like seeing famous people, like Judy Garland makes an appearance in Tiffany and Company. And it's just so fun. It says, a glorious once upon a time fairy tale come true is what it says. And then what's the other thing it says? Oh, I'm looking for a charming story of a charmed summer in an era gone by. I didn't want Marjorie Hart's effervescent memoir to end. So I loved it so much. I read it years and years and years ago, and I picked it up again this year, and it held up just great. So I think I said a lot of these that I'm talking about are vintage, but this is not vintage. I think this was 2007. Yeah, 2007.
Yeah.
But then there's like, Marjorie Hart was a musician, and so she talks about music and some of the music at the time, and just lovely, so much fun. So Summer at Tiffany by Marjorie Hart, a memoir.
Nice.
And if you want to get a copy of it in a very lovely edition, go to Beth's website, Small Home Comforts. I'm putting the link in the chat right now.
Oh,
She has a lovely summer,
thanks,
just
Jen.
standalone book purchase that you can make of a Summer at Tiffany's, and
Yeah,
it is so
I loved it
lovely.
so much. I had to make a set surrounding it. I was like,
Mhm.
this book is just too good to miss. Like just, I had to get it. You know how I feel about getting books into people's hands. I'm like, I love it. I think you're gonna love it. I got to get it into your hands. So
Yes. So,
It's a good one. I read it when it first came out, probably around 2007, and remember liking it. But I haven't reread it, so now you're making me want to.
yeah,
The main thing I remember the Judy Garland, because I guess I'm such a movie,
yes,
but I remember that
yes.
part of it. Yeah.
She had just married Vincent Minnelli, and they came in. I think it was their honeymoon or something. They came in to look for. I don't know if he was buying her a ring. I can't remember what he was buying her, but it was quite the memorable scene. So
Yeah.
so many fun scenes.
I
Yeah.
wanted to
I loved
know
it.
if I think it has an audiobook, but I don't know how good it is. But that might be a fun one to read on audio if the narrator is good.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm always I
Yeah.
like to have one book on the go for my drive back and forth. And now
Yeah.
I don't
You know
know.
why I liked the book itself though too is because since it's a memoir, she has pictures in it. So like she has like memorabilia. Here they are on the beach. In the summer. Here's like a sketch of the Empire State Building. Here's the boys that they were going out with, here she is and her date. And, just like, so they went out dancing, they went out, I mean, and the whole feel of it is just like, you can tell it's the hot summer. They're constantly like, oh my gosh, my stockings are, like twisting and I'm dying. And, like, oh, I had to take my high heels off to walk because we've been walking down the streets of New York. I mean, it was just so, you were there with them.
Sounds very
So
evocative.
fun.
Yeah. It's so
Immersive.
evocative of just a certain period in time, and it brings New York City to life at that moment too. Like, it's just such a fantastic. I also read it when my mom gifted it to me when it first came out. So I have the hardcover edition that has the Tiffany blue slipcover book jacket on it. So, but I just reread it a couple summers ago, and I agree. It stands up. It's so fun. It's nostalgic. It's just charming, and yeah, it is a perfect summertime read.
Yeah, very
So,
summery.
yes, fantastic. All right, Rebecca, your final recommendation.
Great. So the next one that I have is The Prairie Thief by Melissa Wiley. Have you guys heard of Melissa Wiley? I'm putting you on the spot. Beth has. So she was commissioned to write the stories of Laura Ingalls Wilder's ancestors. So you know how they have the Little House on the Prairie series that were written by modern authors. She wrote Charlotte's story and Martha's story. So I think that's how she's probably most well known, is because she was asked to continue that story, which is also, they're really great as well. But I chose The Prairie Thief, I think mostly because, again, if we're thinking about summer focus, this is, obviously she has experience writing about prairie life. And so this one is, well, it's written by a modern author. It is set in the past. And this also has fantastical elements in that we have like Scottish folklore in it. And so things that, you hear about, like the Fey folk, the little people, the brownies. I think in Sweden they're called Nisa. They're like, they help you at your house, and then you leave like little plates of milk and thing outside. So that is in this story. It's the story of, and it also is illustrated as well. So it's the story of Louisa. She has a brother, Charlie. She has a friend, Jessamine, and her dad gets arrested and is in jail. And so she is without parents. So she ends up having to go and live with a family that is not very kind. And then she comes across this little creature of Scottish folklore, and she helps him and he helps her. And so the whole goal, obviously, is that she is getting her dad out of jail because she's convinced that he's been wrongfully arrested. So I just, again, look, he's on the cover. There's the little, I got a glare on the window, but there's the little, he's like a little gnome, but he's a brownie. So anyway, this is just one that, again, if we're talking about, I was trying to focus on middle grade, that my kids loved and was like memorable to the point where we had gotten it from the library, and then my kids were like, we need our own copy so we can just pick it up and read it whenever. So, and again, it's very steeped in that prairie life with the heat and the discussions about, the grasses blowing and all of that. So that is The Prairie Thief. Trying to get rid of
This
my
has been on
glare.
my radar forever, and I still haven't read it. So I think I'd have to add that to my list because
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, our little library had it, so I'm sure your library has
I
it,
don't
so
think I
you
knew that
can.
there was that whole element of like the little fairies or gnomes
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well,
I didn't
he's a
realize that was part of it.
brownie, so he's again, he helps make sure the
Like a
animals behave
leprechaun.
and the cow gets milked, like actually has milk. And what'd you say?
You said like a leprechaun?
I think they're more like sprites, aren't they? Brownies are more
Okay.
like, I think it's
Well,
Because
more
I
like
just remember in
sprite.
Girl Scouts when I was a little kid, I guess that was like the littlest level, and they were called brownies.
Brownies, yes.
And it was
Brownies,
like
Yep.
yes.
based on like
Me
being
too.
full and all that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was a
But you
brownie
have to
too.
pay them. They want to have little foods and drinks put out for them.
Oh.
And if the family doesn't do that, then the cow goes dry and the crops don't grow. And so they're like little unseen helpers. And he's not been taken care of until the kids discover him. And so anyway, just a cute, again, like little fantasy story for middle grade.
I feel like the Ingalls family could have used one of those brownies because they have a lot of problems.
They did have a lot of problems.
So many
Their
problems.
crops and all kinds of stuff.
Somebody to chase off all those grasshoppers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So many
yes.
Yeah,
problems.
so terrifying.
Again, I would not have survived.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Right. Right.
So, okay. So those are all of our summer recommendations. So the books that we have read and loved and recommend to you all. So hopefully you guys have found something to add to your summer TBRs, piles of possibilities, whatnot. But now we are going to share some books that are on our own personal TBRs for this summer. And maybe you want to add some of these to yours, or maybe some of you have read these and can give us your, yes, we will love them kind of thoughts on them. So we'll keep going around just like we did for the recommendation. So I'll start with my first one, which is actually kind of a cheat because it's 2 books in one. But that is Queen Lucia and Miss Mapp by E.F. Benson. So I believe these are the first 2 of the Mapp and Lucia books, which I have been wanting to read for ages. So they're set in the 1920s and 30s in England, and it says they are classic comedies of manners set against the petty snobberies and competitive maneuverings of English village society. So I'm here for this. It has, of course, these 2 unforgettable characters, both forceful and irrepressible women who dominate their respective villages in southern England and who will eventually end up hilariously at war with each other. Mrs. Emmeline Lucia Lucas is the more deadly of the 2, with her pretentious tastes, treacherous charm, and lust for power, and Miss Elizabeth Mapp, on the other hand, is younger and more forceful and able to terrify her opponents into submission. So yes, these are the first 2 novels in the series, Queen Lucia and Miss Mapp. And I don't know why these feel like summer books to me, but they just do. And I keep putting them on my summer TBRs, and hopefully this is the summer I'm going to finally read them. So have any of you guys read E.F. Benson or any of these books? So
I haven't,
No.
but they've been in my bookshelf. I feel like every book we talk about, I'm like, I have that book that I
Right.
haven't read yet. Need to get on it.
I
They
know.
wait for you. They
I
wait for you.
know.
I
They
didn't
do.
realize that this was 2 books, Jen. I
Mhm.
thought so. Okay, so I thought it was like one title. So
Nope.
interesting.
So that's Queen
If I can
Lucia
find
is the
it, yeah.
first one. It's however many pages, that 280 pages, and then Miss Mapp is the second book. So it's again another 200
And
and something pages.
it's a
So
series like
it is a
like these
series. So then
characters.
there's like Mapp and Lucia is one of them. Hang on, let me see. Yes. So there's Lucia in London, Mapp and Lucia. Then these 2, Queen Lucia and Miss Mapp. There's the Worshipful Lucia and Trouble for Lucia. I've heard
Do they
some of the
know each
later
other?
ones aren't as good, but the first 2 in the series apparently are great. What'd you say?
She said,
I said they know each other. They're like
They
in this.
Yeah, so it sounds like they live in 2 different villages in England, but then somehow they become connected to one another, and then they're at war with each other. So they're like fighting
Ah,
about, I
Who's
don't
the
even
queen
know.
bee of
okay.
the village or something?
Probably.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
probably is some
Okay.
of that kind of stuff, like, that sort of social hierarchy that goes on in English villages, right? So,
Got it.
yes. Oh, hey, Jacqueline says she has the first book in her bag packed to go to the lake for the weekend. Fantastic. Yes.
that
we will have to
sounds like
chat.
the life, Jacqueline. If only I could say that's
I know.
packed in my bag for the lake this weekend.
I know.
I know,
right?
and her cute dog going
How do
on
we
the
I
boat with her.
know.
Oh my
her
gosh,
dog
that's the
in the
prettiest
boat
dog.
With the dog.
Oh my gosh.
Can we all come too, Jacqueline?
Yes, come on, Jacqueline. I want to
Oh.
go to a lake for the summer.
Barbara says they're hilarious. It is keeping up appearances in book form.
That got me
Oh,
because
okay.
I love my hyacinth bouquet.
Hyacinth. Oh, yes. Hyacinth bouquet. So yes, so those are my first 2. Very excited about, my first one, which is 2 books in one, just because they're in the same volume. So, okay. So Melissa, what is up first on your TBR?
All right, so I have Theophilus North by Thornton Wilder. So the only other thing I think I've read by him is Our Town, the play. But this book, it just sounds so fascinating to me. So it's a novel, but it's based apparently on his own time as a young man. So it says, setting out to see the world in the summer of 1926, Theophilus North gets as far as Newport, Rhode Island before his car breaks down. To support himself, he takes jobs in the elegant mansions along Ocean Drive, just as Thornton Wilder did himself in the same decade. Soon, the young man finds himself playing the roles of tutor, tennis coach, spy, confidant, lover, friend, and enemy as he becomes entangled in adventures and intrigue in Newport's fabulous addresses. So I just think this sounds so interesting. And I always am interested in things set in Newport and sort of the mansions and the rich people and all of that. And it probably comes because I love Edith Wharton, and Gilded Age things, Jen. So anyway, I'm excited to read this one. It sounds like it's going to be interesting. I hope it lives up to my expectations.
So
Robin says she loved it. So
oh, good. That's good to know.
yeah,
I don't think I'd ever even heard of
on
it.
10 books that I would recommend to any reader, which is like I spent a lot of time thinking about like if there were any reader, and somebody commented, I can't remember who now, and said they would choose that book to be one that they would recommend to any
That's
reader.
high
So it's
praise.
actually
Wow,
now
that
on
is
my
high
list
praise.
of like I need to look for it
Interesting.
because they loved it and said anybody could read it and enjoy it.
Fantastic.
After I read Tom Lake by Ann Patchett, you know, and that's really
Yes,
a lot on Our Town. And then I read Our Town, and then I was like, I need to read more by Thornton Wilder. And then when I found this as the Newport connection, I was like, I've got to read that one. So
yeah, I'm gonna read it too. So we'll talk. I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna read it this summer. I don't need to add anything, but
right.
Eventually
it's on a list somewhere.
Mine just keeps
someday.
growing. I just another
Next
thing
summer.
to add to the summer. There's so much in summer.
Yeah.
So that sounds great. Adding that to my list too. So
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
Beth, what are you going to add to our list now?
All right. The first one I have that I have been looking for, I found this in pristine condition at a library book sale. This is called The Wall by Mary Roberts Reinhardt. This is a Golden Age mystery. I'll just read to you from the back because it just sounds so good. Since they were children, Marcia Lloyd and her brother Arthur have spent every summer exploring the grand halls and seaside grounds of their family's idyllic vacation home, a gorgeous mansion built by their grandfather decades before. Now they're adults, and a lifetime of their secrets is held within the house's walls. And this summer, when Arthur's ex-wife Juliet arrives at the estate demanding alimony and later turns up dead, Marcia has every reason to believe that those secrets could be deadlier than she could have ever imagined. So it sounds suspenseful. It sounds like it's, like a whodunit, which I love. And this is, let's see when it came out, 1938, which is right at the end of the Golden Age. So I love Golden Age mysteries. So I've just been reading some Mary Roberts Reinhardt. I don't know if you guys have ever read anything by her. I'm just starting to. She has a very interesting style of, they call it If I Had Only Known, or If I Had But Known, or something like that. And it's an interesting way of kind of alluding to something that's going to be coming up later without telling you exactly what's coming. So it kind of builds the suspense a little bit. So I've read some other things by her, and I'm expecting this to be kind of similar to that. So sounds good.
So I was reminded of her in Beaumont Cottage, which is Andrea Tarwater's her debut novel that's coming out.
Oh yes, you were talking about this.
She mentions her in that book, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to look up her books again, because Andrea is a used bookseller, so there's a lot of lore and information in there about the writers that are in this time frame that we're all sort of craving. And so I was like reminded, like I need to. So I'll have to.
I watched your video where you were talking about, and I ended up writing that down on my TBR because I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, Beaumont Cottage, I think you said it was, right? And like her dad did the illustration for the cover, and it looked really good. So I have that after you highlighted it, I've got it down on my list too.
Yeah, she's so excited about it. Writing a book is so difficult, in this day and age.
Yeah.
So
the Beth, I'd be very curious to hear what you think of the Wall, because it sounds fantastic. The only Mary Robert Reinhardt that I tried to read was The Circular Staircase, which I think is her most famous title.
Oh, that's the one Andrea talks about.
Yeah,
is
and
The
I
Circular
couldn't
Staircase.
and again, it's been a long time. At the time it was just I really struggled with it, and I finally just gave up on it because I was like, I could not figure out what was going on in this book. Like it was just one of those where it was just felt like I'd been dropped into a story and didn't know what was going on kind of a thing. So I'm be just curious. I mean, and maybe it was just like first novel kind of syndrome,
I think
like,
that's her
and it may have just
first
been wrong
one.
book, wrong time for me kind of a thing too. So, but I'll be very curious
It's
about,
an
because The Wall
interesting
sounds good.
style. Yeah, it does. It sounds so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting style she writes in. Like I said, I've just
Mm-hmm.
read a few of hers recently.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and uh, it's an interesting style. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll read this one and then we maybe can
Yeah.
talk about it
Yes.
because
Definitely.
I have some thoughts on her
Right.
writing. So
Yes. Yes. Um, Rebecca, before we get to you, real quick, because I just saw Jacqueline left this in the comments asking if anyone's read Marjorie Morningstar. And yes, I have read Marjorie Morningstar. It was like one of the most influential books of my life when I was a teenager, because it made me decide to be a theater major when I went to college, which I then switched to English, but that's a different story. Um, but a big part of why I did that was because of Marjorie Morningstar, which is all about this young girl. It's a coming of age story, but she's an actress. She becomes an actress, and it's just all about her life on the stage and the theater and all of this. And it is fantastic. I don't know what I would think about it now if I reread it, but I still have my original copy from when I was 15 sitting on my shelf, because it just is one of those books that just, like, I feel like is like a part of me, because it had such an impact on me when I read it. So but yeah, I'd be curious if anyone's read it in more recent years and how it holds up.
But you won't be surprised to know that I have a copy of it that I haven't read. But I haven't watched it, but I know there's a movie version, I think with Natalie Wood.
Yeah, I've seen
right?
the movie too. Yeah,
And
the movie's good. The movie's very good. Yeah.
Is Gene Kelly in it too? Yeah.
Does it have Gene Kelly? I don't remember.
I don't remember now, but I know it's definitely Natalie Wood.
It's Natalie Wood for sure. I don't remember Gene Kelly being in it, but again, I watched the movie right after I read the book, so who knows?
So there's a couple. So
Oh, I see.
Mary Reinhardt Roberts didn't like Circular Staircase either.
Okay.
And then there's two people who've read Marjorie Morningstar. One of them in
Robin.
the Reader's Digest condensed book.
Oops.
I read so many books in those condensed books when I was
those
a kid.
Reader's Digest I think I have.
My parents
them. I didn't read any of those.
Yeah. I mean, it was
my mom was like,
nice,
no.
It was a nice way to have it all, packaged together, easy to.
I mean, I read anything and everything that I could get my hands on then.
Yeah.
And if there were some in my house, I read them. I don't remember exactly which ones I've read. I think I read a novel about Marie Antoinette by Victoria Holt. I remember that one. Yeah, but
yeah. So
all right,
okay, Rebecca,
we're gonna be here all night. I'm just gonna.
I know we
keep
are.
Going.
Okay,
so my first TBR, I'm gonna read this so that I don't mess it up. The Hazelbourne Ladies Motorcycle and Flying Club by Helen Simonson. So I loved Major Pettigrew's Last Stand, which she wrote. She also wrote, what's the one that you're reading, Beth? The Summer of the War. That's also
somebody else was Melissa, maybe, who was reading the
since summer after the war, summer before the war,
the summer before the war. So that might be a good option too. But I found this in a little free library, and so this is the story of Constance. What's her name? Constance Haverhill. She has lost both of her parents. This is set right at the time that you guys have been talking about, which is after World War I. So those surplus women are featured prominently in this. We also have like the ramifications of the Spanish flu and all of the, impacts from that. And so Constance is acting as a companion to an elderly lady at a seaside hotel in Hazelbourne. And so we've got that whole, I just love a hotel setting in the summer, especially seaside. Early 1900s. Constance meets Poppy. Poppy is like this well-to-do heiress, but she is very much a tomboy. So she's wearing trousers. This is like a whole new thing for women to be wearing trousers. And she has connected up with a couple ladies who run a motorcycle club where they give people from the hotel tours in the areas. They're riding in sidecars. And so I'm really excited about this. I'm so excited about this. So my library has an audio book for it, so I might also like listen at the same time that I'm reading it. But I mean, I feel like I want to start a motorcycle flying club too.
That's on my
At a
that
seaside
one is on my
hotel,
list for
do
summer too. I
tours.
have that on my shelf. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This one
So-
keeps
I'm with
popping
you.
up at like I keep seeing it at the library. I keep like this just
It's a
keeps coming
sign.
into my life, and you're saying it, and when I first saw it, that cover just makes me want to read it. But now that
Yes.
you're saying it, I want to read it all over. I mean I haven't read it, but I want to again.
I
Mhm.
found it in a little free library of all places.
That's
So,
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, because it was
Okay.
really big, because it came out last summer, so, or at least came out in paperback last summer. So, because that's when I got it at the end of the summer last year, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna read this next summer. So it is like at the top of my TBR for sure. I
yeah.
really want to read it.
Sounds so good.
Yes.
She says in the back, because I was just trying to get information, I think she started writing this right at the onset of COVID when everybody was shut down. So that's why she's got that connection with the Spanish flu. Because unfortunately she lost her father to COVID at the very
Mm.
beginning. And so this character also at
Right.
the beginning loses her father.
Mhm.
So is Snacky McSnack Cake series oh
Can we
If
all
you
join?
great.
Karen,
Can we
she's
all
the
join?
best.
I just love the sidecar. Again, we're gonna be here all night. But the
Yes.
sidecar is like, and they've got like helmets and goggles and like women in trousers. Like, I don't know. This is
Does anyone watch Death in Paradise? Is it Death in Paradise?
no.
Yeah. It's a British crime mystery series, and it's set on this made up island in the Caribbean. And they go through, it's a super long running series, and it's kind of like cozy mystery, it's like Murder She Wrote kind of on this like
Yeah,
Caribbean
yeah.
island, but they have a motorcycle with a sidecar that they go around in. So
I mean,
and
this is
they got their helmets on.
yeah, and their little goggles. I mean, it just like I don't know. It
I
just
know, right?
seems like such a great summer choice. So anyway,
Wasn't there
excited about
that
that.
British cooking show in the 90s, Two Fat Ladies or something? Didn't they used to start out with one of them was riding a motorcycle and one was in a sidecar or something?
Yes,
You remember that?
yes. That's
I don't
right.
Oh, no,
know what
Who
movie
doesn't
that
love
sounds
a
I don't
motorcycle
hilarious.
remember
with a
that.
sidecar? I mean, come on. It just seems safer that way. I don't know. It's just like you're wider, you're more, I don't know. It just seems more
Maybe.
stable,
Yeah,
less likely to tip over.
safer
You
until
can't
you're
tip
in
over,
it,
right?
and yeah,
You have no control. You're just
I
in there
know.
for the ride.
Right. You're in the sidecar, like, please don't kill me. So yes, watch
Right.
Death in Paradise. It's fat. That's my husband and I. That's our go-to. Like when we're super tired and we don't want to have anything else to watch, we just watch an episode of Death in Paradise.
I'm watching
It's
the
great.
other Bennett sister. I'm committing
Oh, me too.
the mortal sin of haven't read the book, but I'm watching it and I'm really enjoying it.
You know what? It's so different from the book that I think you can look at them as two different entities almost. Like they're both equally good in their own ways, but they're very different from one another. Like the TV series has completely changed things, even though we're going to end up in the same place, I'm pretty sure, but it's just the getting there that's just very, very different.
I'm really enjoying it.
I look forward to it like every Wednesday. I'm like, oh, the other Bennett sister's going to be on. I either watch it Wednesday or Thursday, depending on my schedule. And I'm just like enjoying the anticipation of each episode. We need to talk after each episode, Rebecca.
Yes. Yeah, we should. I need to add you. I'm texting Elizabeth. So
Oh,
I
yes.
can add you in because
Yes.
I'm texting her all of we have a good texting discussion going on about
Excellent. Yeah, add me. I want to chat about
thoughts.
it too.
Okay.
I'm like,
All right.
okay, so yes. All right. So moving on to round two. Round two of
Round
our
two.
TBRs. Okay, so for my round two, for my next book, on my TBR. I have a nonfiction, and this book has been on my TBR. I can't even tell you for how long. I've watched the TV series, or most of it. I don't think I finished it in its entirety, but I really want to read the book before I go back, rewatch the series, and finish it. And that is My Family and Other Animals by Gerald Durrell. So this is the Durrells in Corfu. If you've seen the BBC PBS masterpiece series,
Love it.
that is based on this book, and this is about Gerald Durrell's life with his family when they moved to Corfu. And yes, so I just want to read this. I've heard so many wonderful things about this book, and I'm hoping it will be sort of like the Corfu version of All Creatures Great and Small. With like maybe a little bit more zaniness to it, because I think his family was a bit eccentric. And yes, so I'm very much looking forward to this one. And again, because of this Corfu setting, it just feels like it's a good summertime read. So it says the island paradise is exquisitely described by the keen young naturalist Gerald. With a sense of wonder, he evokes the magical world of the creatures he observes and collects: crab spiders, cicadas, tortoises, toads, fireflies, and scorpions. Written with wit and insight, Gerald Durrell masterfully captures the excitement and awe he feels at the natural world around him. So sort of that natural world element rather than like veterinary medicine, but I think kind of maybe similar in vibes. So very much looking forward to this one. Have any of you guys read this? No?
I did the same Mortal Sin. I watched the show.
I know, right?
But I have the book. That's the problem.
I know. Well, and it's actually a trilogy. So this is the first book in his like trilogy memoir. I don't know if it has the other. Oh yeah, Birds, Beasts, and Relatives is the next one, and then The Garden of the Gods is the final one. So
I loved the series.
I know, so good, right?
It was a little irreverent at times, but
yeah.
I think it was so well done.
Yes.
And Tristan plays the wacky brother in that too.
Yep.
So it's a great series.
I know. I'm excited. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Leanne says, "Oh, the Durrells, Mom and I just rewatched the series." Lori says it's her husband's favorite show. What's not
Yeah, it's great.
Fantastic. All right.
Good. It sounds really good.
Melissa, what's your next TBR?
All right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and mention the Helen Simonson since Rebecca mentioned it. So,
sorry. I gave away your.
That's okay. It's really okay. So yours is set after World War I. This one is set before World War I, and it's called The Summer Before the War. So I just recently read Major Pettigrew's Last Stand too, and I just loved it. I thought it was one of the best things I've read in a long time. So it says this book has a little quote that says it's perfect for readers in a post Downton Abbey slump. So I think a lot of people could probably relate to that. Wanting something that vibe. So it's set in East Sussex in 1914. It says it's the end of England's brief Edwardian summer, and in the idyllic coast town of Rye, Agatha Kent has just risked her carefully built reputation by pushing for the appointment of a woman to replace the Latin master. When Beatrice Nash arrives with one trunk and several large crates of books, it is clear she is significantly more free-thinking and attractive than anyone believes a Latin teacher should be. Mourning the death of her beloved father, Beatrice simply wants to be left alone, much to the dismay of Agatha's nephew, Hugh Grange, a medical student on leave. But just as Beatrice comes alive to the beauty of the Sussex landscape and the colorful characters in Rye, the perfect summer is about to end. So, yeah, I'm interested to read this one. I also feel a little like sense of doom about reading it because I just read another book that takes place before and during World War I, and it made me cry so many times.
Oh no!
Oh
no! Such a terrible
was Elizabeth
war.
Elgin, the book. What was it called? I'll Bring You Buttercups.
I'll Bring You Buttercups.
And it was really good. It's like a big family saga, upstairs, downstairs vibes. And it was very good, but I just cried my head off. But at least this takes place before the war. I assume I won't have to read the actual war part, which is really awful. But it just sounds good. And I liked the writer's style so much in that other book. So I have no this will be very good and character driven. And it just sounds interesting. That time period is very fascinating to me as sort of that kind of idyllic period right before it all went awry. I was going to say something, but try to keep it for y'all.
Yeah. PG, keep it PG.
Keeping it PG. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably going to just read everything she's written. I mean, it's only, I think it's only 3 books.
Right.
And so,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
was very
read Major Pettigrew years ago. I remember enjoying that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with me, Beth. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I read it when it first came out, but
Yeah.
so yeah. Great. All right. Beth,
All
you're
right,
up.
my turn. Okay, so I don't know much about this one, but it sounded intriguing. So this one is called Dandelion Wine
Mhm.
by Ray Bradbury. And it says the summer of 28 was a vintage season for a growing boy, a summer of green apple trees, mowed lawns, and new sneakers, of half-burnt firecrackers, of gathering dandelions, of grandma's belly-busting dinner. It was a summer of sorrows and marvels and gold-fuzzed bees, a magical, timeless summer in the life of a 12-year-old boy named Douglas Spaulding, remembered forever by the incomparable Ray Bradbury. Doesn't that sound so summery? I don't
So
know
I
anything more about
recommended
it.
this in my summer recommendations video
Oh, did
this
you?
year. So just a couple weeks ago. I
Oh,
recommended Ray Bradbury recently in another video. I like his writing style so much.
well, this is good to
But
know.
the
And
turns of
it's such,
phrase that he has in Dandelion Wine, like I even read some in the video. It's just so beautifully
oh, I'll have to go
written.
back and watch it. Yeah, I don't know, but it is, I guess, set in Illinois, which is where I live. So that was kind of like another factor for me of, of
Yes.
wanting to read it. And we'll see. We'll
It's so
see. I mean,
interesting, Beth, because I always think of him as like a sci-fi writer.
Yeah.
right, because I
Yeah.
was gonna say, like, you think about, like, I don't think I even read it, but that Fahrenheit
451.
451. I hated that
451.
book.
And well, I haven't read it because I don't like the sound of it. Like, I'm like, I don't think that's
They're
something that I'm gonna
burning
like. And when
books.
I
It's
realized,
terrible.
is it terrible? Okay, it sounded like something I wouldn't
Well, I'm
like.
sure it's
But
like
then
a
when I
cautionary tale. I don't think
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's high school
It's
me talking.
cautionary.
I had to
It's
read it
like
in high school. So
we could
I'm
end
like,
up
this
there if we're not careful.
yes.
same author, I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but it sounds so good and it sounds so summery, and I don't
Yes.
know. I'm
It
I'm
is.
really into the
I
summer
don't
feel right
remember
now.
a lot of details about it, but I remember as a kid reading Ray Bradbury sci-fi, like short stories and stuff. And
Mhm.
I mean, I read everything, like I said, and I'm a lot more picky now. But I remember really enjoying his writing.
Huh.
I need to go back and
Yes.
Well, that's
something else. Yeah, that might be
Yeah.
a good.
good to know.
Yeah, I think that was the again, books I would recommend to anyone. No, it wasn't. It was fantasy classics. I did From Dust Returned, which is also by Ray Bradbury and also set in the middle of the country, but that one's a lot more fantasy. Like
I was gonna
it's
say, this
Dandelion
isn't
Wine.
fantasy, right?
There's a little bit of like unexplainable things that happen, but it's not it's different than his fantasy and sci-fi writing. I think
Okay.
Barbara
So
has read it
then,
too. I wouldn't classify it as
yeah,
fantasy.
I'm
I would just say it's
seeing.
like a
If Barbara
summer
liked it, then
story
I
and
probably will as
yeah.
well.
I loved it.
Is it magical like St. Crispian's is magical? Like where just
Yeah,
everything's
I
normal
mean a
except
little
for
bit of
there's like
magical
one
realism
random
where you're like,
thing.
this is
Right.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I usually don't love fantasy, but with if it's anything like that little bit, like I like I'm lying a lot. So that like, I
Yeah.
can deal with, but
Yeah,
if
I think
yeah,
you'll love it. It's
okay.
I think you'll love it. You think about a kid's view of summer and like there is
Yeah.
magic in summer as a kid, that kind of a thing.
Yes.
So,
That's what I was thinking. And Barbara said she liked it too, so
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Oh, somebody,
Okay, it's my
I
turn.
missed, wait, hang on one
Oops.
sec, real quick.
Yeah.
I missed this. Someone said our next chat needs to be summer shows to watch. You're not wrong, Amanda. You're not wrong.
Right. Yeah, Barbara says nostalgic. Yeah.
Beautiful boys
Yeah,
coming
it
of age
is.
stories.
It does feel a little different, but it's lovely.
yeah, I do
I
feel
really
like I
enjoyed it.
kind of lean more towards like, girl stories, and I would like to change it up a little bit, I think, go a
Yeah,
little.
Beth, let me know what you think of that because like I'd be curious to read it and see if I want to give it to my son, maybe in a couple of like what age do you think Rebecca would be good for that? High school?
Hold on, let me think a minute. So So he's not in high school. The boy is young. I can't remember.
12.
He's like,
It says
yeah, he's
12.
not
Okay.
yet.
'Cause
But
that's how old my
Ray
son is.
Bradbury has his lexicon level is higher. Like the way he phrases things, like he's talking about like drinking the summer sunshine. Like there is a lot of like beautiful prose.
Right.
So I do
right.
think I'm a little bit
little bit
more
more
of a
mature.
mature
Yeah,
reader.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good because,
Yeah.
like, you know, like you said, Beth, like I always run towards reading stories that feature women or girls.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know, I also do want to like read things that I could then recommend to my son as well. So,
Right.
So I
Right.
was going to recommend this one. I don't have it near me. I put it back on the shelf. I always recommend this. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to, but Summer of Monkeys by Wilson Rawls.
Oh, right.
Oh.
J. Barry Lee is the main character. He wrote Where the Red Fern Grows, which don't
Right.
I
read
was
that
gonna
one.
just say, I
Don't
was
read
just
that
gonna
one.
say, if it's anything
No,
like that, I
no.
won't read
It
it.
is not. I don't know why I read The Summer of Monkeys because I did not like Where the Red Fern Grows so much, but Summer of the Monkeys has a male and it is laugh out loud funny. It's so funny. I will say,
I'm gonna
'cause
get him
people
that
like to
one.
know content warnings. There at one point the boy ends up drinking alcohol and the monkeys end up drinking alcohol and so they get intoxicated. And at first when I was reading it, I was like, I don't know. But then the boy gets sick and it's handled so well with like, did you learn your lesson not to drink? That I
Right.
think it was done. And it was just laugh out loud funny. I love The Summer of the Monkeys. It's my favorite summer book. And I don't think that will change. It's so, and that has a male,
Yeah.
boy. Great.
Yeah. I'm gonna
I
give him
think
that
I
one.
anyway.
steer away from anything from that author because I read Where the Red
Yeah.
Fern
Oh my
Grows,
gosh.
and
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever cried so hard in my life
Oh
reading
yeah.
a
That
book.
was
Our
Like,
that
whole
was the
fourth
book that,
grade
like,
class. We were
raise your
all
hand if that book
sobbing.
traumatized you as a child because
So
it
terrible.
was awful.
But he redeemed himself. The other thing is in The Summer of the Monkeys, you have his sister has a physical disability. So
Oh.
and I think it's done well, especially for that time
Mhm.
period.
Yeah.
You look at fairy rings differently when you see mushrooms growing in a circle. I don't know if you guys
Oh,
ever see
cool.
that. But anyway, it is a wonderful, wonderful book. So anyway,
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Amanda said saying that she read it with her then 11-year-old. So
hilarious. It is
yeah.
it is left. I
Okay, good to
cried
know.
from laughing and I cried at the end, happy tears.
Yeah.
Happy.
Okay, happy.
This
Yes.
is so beautiful.
See,
tears.
we're all on the same page with Red
I
Fern.
know.
So
My husband and I
even
were just
snacky
talking about
McSnacky cakes.
Yeah, my husband and I were just talking about Where the Red Fern Grows yesterday. We were texting because we were wanted to come up with a few books for my son to read over the summer that are like pushing him a little bit. And my husband's like, I thought we talked about Where the Red Fern Grows. I was like, were we not traumatized enough?
Yeah, no.
Like,
But read The
no.
Summer of the Monkeys.
I'm like,
Yeah.
my son is so sensitive to stuff happening to animals. I was like, no. He
Yeah.
cannot read that book. Like, we'll find something
I'm
else. There's plenty
realizing
other books out there. So I'm gonna
that
do Summer of the
one-
Monkeys. That's what we're gonna do.
Barbara talks about the yearling. There's another one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, not the yearling. No.
Old
There's
Yeller.
another one. Too.
Old Yeller.
Old Yeller.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
not Old
Yeller. No.
No.
Yes.
I told my kid
No.
they
Too
were like
sad.
on lists of like, you should read these.
Yeah, Amanda,
No,
that's a
no,
good
no.
one. Actually, I have Gone Away Lake and Return to Gone Away
Yeah.
Lake. He might
Yeah.
like Gone Away Lake. Yeah, I pulled a few things for him to potentially read that I think he might like. So
No, I love a book that makes
Okay.
me cry though. Now I wouldn't want it for a kid maybe, but I like to cry during books. So
I mean,
wouldn't bother me.
it's fine. But the thing about Where the Red Fern Grows is the ending of it comes just it's so
I've never read that
like
one.
the book doesn't set you up. I don't know.
If you
Just
wanna
as a
cry,
kid, yeah,
read
if you
it.
want to cry, if you
Yeah,
need
if you wanna
that is the
cry,
book.
that is it.
Oh,
Yep.
If you
My
watch
full
Friends, that's a
class.
book you got to put in the freezer. Like you got to put it in the freezer
Yeah, like
before
Joe.
you get to the end. Just trust me on
Yeah.
I
this.
hear ya.
there's all
So-
kinds of boy recommendations in there. I'm
Oh,
gonna
good.
keep going though. You guys keep doing your
Yes.
boy recommendations.
Yes, perfect.
We
Yes,
need to
please
gather
leave them in the
these.
comments. I'm gonna write them down.
Okay, great. Don't read it. Don't read it, Melissa. I agree. Okay, so I have this chunker of a Rosamund Pilcher, and in the middle of it, it has Voices in Summer. Voices in Summer.
Mhm.
So I decided that I just came off of Coming Home read along with Jen, and I was like, she had recommended a different one, the Wild Mountain Thyme, and I didn't have it, but I was like, this is perfect. Voices in the Summer in this omnibus, so I'm going to read this. So we have Laura Haverstock, She is, as we've discovered with Rosamund Pilcher, she's an orphan. She lost her parents. She's living with her Aunt Phyllis and has been since she was like 12. But she's now in her late 30s. She's married to a wonderful man, but she is having some health issues. So her husband is getting ready to go to Scotland on a trip that he goes on every year. And she was so excited to go, but now she needs surgery. And we're not really sure what the surgery is, but we get the feeling that she wants to be able to have children, and this, whatever this health problem is impacting her ability to have children, so she needs this surgery. So she needs to go somewhere to recuperate, and she goes and stays with her, I believe, her husband's family while he's in Scotland. And she goes, have you read it, Jen?
Yep, I did. It's fantastic. Great. I think I mentioned it also when we talked about
probably. So I love Rosamund Pilcher. She just feels
it's a good one.
Yep.
It's a very
so
good one.
Comforting.
I think it's my favorite of her shorter books.
Oh, so I love the carousel. The carousel's in here. I loved it.
I haven't read all of them, but of the ones I've read, that's the one
good to know.
I remember loving the most because it has that same vibe as her longer books, but it's just shorter.
Yeah. Okay, great.
100% agree with Melissa. Yes.
Okay,
100%.
Great. So I am looking forward to that. I love this like 1980s, right? It's the 80s. It's gotta be cover.
Deja, no. Voices.
It's not.
It's real short.
It's
so
really
it
short.
starts. It starts with the book.
Pages, like 200-ish pages.
Yeah, maybe less.
Maybe less. Yeah, I think my edition might be like 195
of this big book.
Like
it's just this.
Yeah.
This beginning part is September, which I've already read. So it's just that.
I want to read it again now. It's so short. Maybe I'll just read it again.
We're making Melissa's TBR go.
Aren't we all? We're getting the biggest TBR.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yep.
The pile is growing exponentially, you guys.
Yeah, this is not good for my summer plans. It's just going to go out the window.
But that's a quick one. That's one you can just fit in a day or a weekend or something, and it just is a feel-good, cozy, a little dose of Pilcher when you don't have time to read a huge Pilcher.
Yes.
Somebody's asking, did I love September? So September has one of my dread warnings triggers in it. So I loved it until the end. And then I was like,
I don't remember what happened in that one.
So
it's only if you're sensitive to this particular trigger that you would even like, register.
Yeah, but it's not done in, I don't know,
an ugly way. It's not done in an ugly way at all.
Anyway, I thought she handled it well because I have a little bit of sensitivity to that subject, but it didn't bother me in September. The one thing about September I will say is do read it after the Shell Seekers, because there's a crossover character and you need to meet that person first in the Shell Seekers in order to understand their character growth in September. So that is my one. And the Shell Seekers is the perfect summer read. So
yeah, I read it in the summer the first time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would never say, like, sometimes things happen and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to keep this book. I will keep September on my shelf. It helps that it's bound up in this beautiful copy, but I would never say like, oh, it's, terrible and whatever. I just know for me, it was like,
Deja, no, it's not. She doesn't have any child deaths in her books. No, it's not.
Winter Solstice.
Oh yeah.
But that happens sort of before the.
Yeah. But
it's like events.
Yeah,
before
she
the
does.
book,
It is not in September though.
And it's not described in any kind of graphic way. It's just like the
sort of sets the scene for the rest of the story.
It's sort of the recovery from that loss, right? Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, she does have heavy topics. We talked about this in Coming Home.
Absolutely.
She's not a cozy writer, but she is, to me, a comfy writer. Where like when I read it, I'm like, oh, this is so comfy. But her, she doesn't shy away from
bad things happen,
alcoholism and other things. So.
Yeah, and the war.
Deja's asking if I'm okay.
Yeah.
I am having a hot flash. I need to switch houses with Beth. It'll just move on.
Yep.
But I do so much better in the winter when it's cold. But
Do you
in the
want some
summer,
ice water?
yeah, right. I
Like in
have
my
some.
ice
I'm like
water?
trying to drink some.
Right?
It'll pass. It's
Yeah.
just my age
That's-
that
I
I'm
hear
in.
Yeah. It's like, woo! It just
Yeah.
comes on you.
Yep, it does.
Blowing
And I'm
on
just
me
like
'cause I'm like,
drenched.
Yep.
just in
It
case.
moves on.
Yes. Okay, so let's move on. So we're in our final round, everybody. Ding, ding, ding.
Woo!
Final
It's
round.
dark
of TBRs,
outside.
Yeah, me too.
right?
Not here
So-
yet. It's not dark here yet.
Right. It is bright and sunny here still. So, but my family's gonna want to eat dinner soon. So, okay. So my final TBR pick is a book by an author who wrote one of my very favorite books, and I've been wanting to read more by her. So I have this one that I found, and that is Bittersweet by Colleen McCullough. And Colleen McCullough is best known for having written The Thornbirds, which I adore. I think is a
Me too.
fantastic, yes, it's a fantastic.
I'm
book.
rereading it right now.
Are you reading it with Elizabeth?
Yes. And
Okay. I'm
Dina
very
and
curious to
Penny.
see what she thinks of it.
it has been the most active little Voxer discussion group
Oh my
every
God.
day. And
Every
this
side
is a
note.
reread for me. And I remember loving it. And now as I'm reading, I'm like, I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
I mean, again, like I wouldn't call it's not a cozy book. It's
No
it's
way
so
is it
compelling.
cozy.
Thornbirds?
Though.
Heck no.
It's not.
It is
cozy.
such a saga. It is like
It really is.
so much drama and so much just anyway. I loved it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it is a fantastic
I
summer read.
It is so it just has a lot of fodder for discussion. Like there's
yeah,
a
for
lot in
sure.
it with Catholicism.
Yep.
Just the whole anyway.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But
Jackie
such a
McShackerson
perfect
loves
read
it
also
too.
for the
I'm just
summer
telling you that I
because
know her well, and she loves
hot.
it too.
In Australia.
Don't you say?
In most, even in the winter, it's like this. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's
So
anyway. Sorry, Jen. I just hijacked your. I'm just
That's
really
okay.
enjoying it. So now I'm gonna have to add this to my TBR.
yes.
next.
Okay. So this is Bittersweet, which I think is not anything like the Thornbird. So this is about two sets of twins. The four Latimer sisters are as close as can be. Although famous throughout New South Wales for their beauty, wit, and ambition, the young women are not enthusiastic about their limited prospects in life at the end of World War I. Oh, we're back at our favorite time period.
It seems that way.
Right? Each sister has her own dream. Etta wants to be a doctor. Grace wants to marry. Tufts wants never to marry. And Kitty wishes to be known for something other than her beauty. Together, they decide to enroll in a training program for nurses, a new option for women of their time. As the Latimer sisters become immersed in hospital life and the demands of their training, each must make weighty decisions about love, career, and what she values most. The results are sometimes happy, sometimes heartbreaking, but always bittersweet.
That sounds interesting.
Great.
Doesn't that sound good?
How many here? Let me see how thick it is. It's not like
it's
Thornbirds.
not like no. This edition is 376 pages. So
And she
not-
wrote it after Thornbirds. She must.
I was just gonna say, what's the
think
publication
so.
date on it?
this was published first in 2013.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's pretty, I mean, new.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say, so, 13 years ago. All right. If I do my math right. Yeah. So,
Yes.
but yes, so definitely much newer than the Thornbirds. But it says her first romantic saga since the Thornbirds. So,
And when was the Thornbirds published?
oh gosh.
1977, I think.
1977. Come on.
77.
Wow.
No.
So,
Wow, that's
yeah.
a big gap between
She
publications.
wrote a lot of
for the
other
same
things.
author.
Marilyn, y'all probably weren't even born when I read the Thornbirds.
Hi,
I was
Marilyn.
born. It was published in 77.
I
I was 4.
I was alive too.
I was alive.
So
You were
here's my
alive when
thing
you read
with
it, Marilyn.
here's my thing with Colleen McCullough. So I love the Thornbirds. It's like a seminal book in my life. Shouldn't have read it as young as I did, but nonetheless.
Yeah. As I'm reading it, I'm thinking that I'm like, I was probably too young for this
Yeah.
now.
But
I might be too young now.
I've never gotten into any of her other books, and I don't know if it's just because I was so obsessed with the Thornbirds, but I also have a bitter feeling towards her because she basically plagiarized The Blue Castle for one of her books.
Did she really?
Yes. She was accused of it, and I'm telling you, if you look at these two books side by side, it is no joke. So the one she plagiarized is called The Ladies of Missolonghi. And The Blue Castle is one of my most beloved books, and Ellen Montgomery is one of my most beloved authors. So
Yeah. Me too.
Maybe that gives me a side eye of her from everything.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
The things you learn.
Yes.
But
The Ladies of Missolonghi in 1987.
Huh. Interesting. Well, it's weird because a lot of her books seem very like historical.
Yeah,
straight historical.
Rome, like historical.
She has Caesar let the dice fly, Caesar's women, Antony and Cleopatra. So she wrote a lot of like really historical type of books. Those are the ones I always see like in secondhand bookstores and at my library book sale. And I'm like, I don't want to read those. But this one I want to read. So.
Oh, is that what she was writing in between the Thornbirds and this? So it wasn't like there was a gap.
No,
she had.
She wrote a lot of stuff.
She's written a lot. Yeah.
Here's all the books she wrote.
Okay. Okay. I thought something made me think with what you said that there was like maybe it said it was the first one since the Thornbirds. That was
first romantic saga. So
romantic saga. Okay.
But who knows?
They probably put the Thornbirds on the cover of every other book she wrote. Thornbirds,
right?
The most words.
I was thinking she didn't write anything between 77 and 13, and I was like, that is a huge gap of what was she doing?
Reading The Blue Castle. Sorry.
This is the best comment
I needed that laugh.
Oh, I did not know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think she thought nobody would notice?
I don't know. I mean, maybe
I read about it really quickly. It says that
it's an old book and there was no internet back then, but
it was subconscious. She read it as a child.
Maybe she didn't think anybody would find out because there was no internet. I mean, Blue Castle wasn't like a big deal, right? Like I didn't know about the Blue Castle until maybe like 10 years ago, and I grew up reading Anne and Emily and like
I
all
also
those things.
Didn't learn about Blue Castle till probably 10
years ago.
If I recall correctly, it's not like it's even like, it's just kind of vaguely the same story. It's like straight up the same story.
Yeah.
So,
I'm so curious. If I ever see a copy of that book, I'm gonna have to look at it. And,
I kind of want to do a read, a read along.
Yeah.
Like read them both.
I can't remember if it maybe it's like Barney and Valency Spice. She wanted the Spice version. I don't know.
I mean, they do have fan fiction. She probably should have just leaned into it and been like, this is a fan fiction spicy version.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know how she could have possibly done that setting any better than it was. Like, the setting.
I think it's set in Australia. Her version must be set in Australia. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
I'm totally gonna look for that book used. I won't buy it new, of course.
No, don't buy it.
We don't want to support
give her any money.
Right.
I don't even know. It may not even be in print anymore. I don't even know.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
All right. Well, after that controversy,
the things you not learn. Jen and I are like, we're knee deep in this controversial.
And Melissa,
the next slide.
Well, let me tell you,
literary gossip edition.
Right?
Yeah. See literary gossip.
Right.
Okay, so my last book that I want to read this summer is A Spear of Summer Grass by Deanna Rayborn. So this is the author I just recently discovered earlier this year. And I read 3 of her other books and just really enjoyed them. So she writes at least the ones I've read have been kind of historical mysteries with a hint of romance. And
is it Victoria Speedwell? Are those the one you
Veronica Speedwell?
Or Veronica, yeah.
Yeah, that's not the ones I read though. I
Okay.
read I have the worst memory. It's set in Victorian England. And then there was one that I read that was in the 20s. I don't know. I'd have to look up the titles.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
It's
Yeah.
okay. But so this one is set in Paris, or set in the 1920s. The daughter of a scandalous mother, Delilah Drummond, is already notorious even among Paris society. But her latest scandal is big enough to make even her oft-married mother blanch. Delilah is exiled to Kenya and her favorite stepfather's Savannah Manor house until gossip subsides. Let's see. So she goes to Kenya. That's really all I know about it. But the thing I found, at least with the books I've read by Deanna Rayburn, is that she is very good at writing first paragraphs, first pages that really just catch your attention, and I have to keep reading this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this one starts out is like, don't believe the stories you have heard about me. I have never killed anyone, and I have never stolen another woman's husband. Oh, if I find one lying around unattended, I might climb on, but I never took one that didn't want taking, and I never meant to go to Africa. So I was like, okay, I need to know about this woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just love, but I do find like stories set in Kenya in that like time period very interesting, and like just in Africa in general, sort of that out of Africa vibes, you know?
That's what Barbara
Yeah.
just said in the comments. Sounds like some out of Africa
Yes.
Circling the Sun vibes.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
Circling the Sun, that's another great summary.
that I have that one too, but I haven't read it. But
Oh, you should read it.
but honestly, the cover of this book is so
Bonus pick.
anyway. So yeah, I'm excited to try this one out. I don't really know too much about it, but it sounds fun.
Was it Lady Julia Gray that you read,
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
That's what
yes.
Jackie
I've read
just
like the
put that.
first. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've read those, and then there was another one called
Killers of a Certain
Night of a
Age.
Thousand.
I've read that one. I've read the first one in that series. It was
Yeah.
fun, but
I've
very
been
modern.
really impressed with her writing style, so I'm excited to check this one out.
Yeah. Killers of a Certain Age is very pacey. It's like a very pacey, much pacier, like Thursday Murder Club, like, but pacier, you know. So,
Yeah.
but it was good. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
So, all right. Beth, what is your final
All right.
TBR book?
Last TBR for me. So I've been wanting to read more Kathleen Norris. So I just picked one that I had on my shelf, and it's an old vintage one that I found. Look at this. Isn't this fun?
So
nice.
beautiful.
So this one's called Younger Sister. I recently read one called Mother by Kathleen Norris, which was the first one that she wrote, and I really enjoyed it. It was super cozy. So this one is sounds a little bit like, ooh, we're going to see how this goes. But it was published in 1928, and this is the 1944 copy of it. Beatrice St. John was 20 and beautiful and untouched by love. She was trying to help her mother and sister make ends meet by working in the office where her sister was private secretary to the head of the firm, A. Houston Challoner, the famous architect. Within a very few months, Mr. Challoner had not only noticed the younger sister, but asked her to marry him. And Beatrice, not thinking that it would be great fun to be the wife of a famous man, not thinking of the houses and the dresses and the jewels and the servants that would be hers, but thinking that her sister could then go to the country and regain her health, accepted his proposal. A. Houston Challoner was nearly 50 and madly in love with his young wife, and she, though not loving him, made him happier than he had ever been before. All would have been well if Bert Challoner, his charming, rather ne'er-do-well son, had not returned home and promptly fallen in love with his lovely stepmother. Young Beatrice Challoner faced the challenge as bravely and honestly as she could, but it took a real crisis, a quick growing up before she learned how dearly she loved her husband. Younger
Scandalous.
A little bit for 1928.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that it's not, but I don't know. It just sounds so good. And I can't imagine it's going to be that scandalous. If you've read, I don't have any of you read Mother?
No, not yet.
Okay. If you've read it, I just read it and I'm thinking this is not going to be too scandalous. So it sounds kind of like it, but I'll let you know. I'll let you know how it goes, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well,
so my question is, will you take the dust cover off when you read that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, when I read it. And I have to be super careful with the pages because even just now when I went to flip the pages, they're so old that
brittle.
they're starting to get a little, see how And
Mhm.
have like a little, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Because this
Yeah,
was
that's when
published
you read
in,
it's like you have to be so careful. And
yeah,
I take
yeah,
my dust jackets off when I'm reading
yeah,
a book that
Mhm.
age.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
From 1944. I mean, yeah. It was
Um,
published in 1928, but this edition is 1944. But
yeah.
Right.
that's the
It's
one I have.
beautiful.
So isn't that
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice?
she was local to me. She lived, I'm not sure if she was born in San Francisco and she lived in Marin. But when my mom and I went, we went to this bookstore that's in Marin County, and we went to the Marin Public Library, which is really beautiful. And they have like a little like library museum down in their downstairs area, and they have like half a shelf of all of her like books that you can't check
Oh,
out, you can just look at. I took a photo of them.
wow.
Anyway, so she was a
I
bit
feel like this
controversial
cover looks,
too, actually.
doesn't the cover look summery? I mean, she
Yeah,
looks
with
like
Yeah,
the
she's,
sea in the
yeah,
background.
with the beach. Yeah.
it
So
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
I don't know if it's set in the summer or not, but it looked summery. So
Mm-hmm. For
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I keep seeing on all the booktube like things or Instagram about age gap romance. So maybe you're on the trend there, Beth.
Oh, there you
I,
go.
I, I don't know. We'll
Since you
see.
said
We'll
her
see.
husband is a lot older than she is.
Right.
You know, the other one that I liked with the age gap was Listening Valley by D.E. Stevenson. There was an age gap romance in that one.
Mm.
And I enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we had a discussion about Listening Valley, and not everybody was cool with that. But it didn't bother me. I don't know. It seemed fine.
Yeah.
Read that one.
Mm-hmm.
This
Now the age gap is the least of the problems in that romance.
Right? Seriously. Seriously.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
All
my
right.
turn.
Okay,
Is
Rebecca.
this the last one?
This
But
is
do we need
it.
a drum roll?
This is the ultimate. Yep. Drum roll,
Okay.
please.
So, I have Marsha Willett's 7 Days in Summer. So, I read Summer in the Country last year. She has a lot of like summery vibe one. She also
Mm-hmm.
has The Week in Winter, which I think
Mhm.
is
Mm-hmm.
obviously a winter one. Um so it's a standalone, and I think so it's not super long. How many pages is it? It's less than 300 pages, and the print's pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a story of a family vacation. So we have Liv and her kids who are going with her father-in-law, Baz, to his like lake house or seaside cottage, I think. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Seaside cottage. Let's go
Mm-hmm.
with that.
Yeah.
And the husband, though, Matt, who is Baz's son, is staying home to run their, I think they run a restaurant. So he's going to stay home and she's going to travel with the kids. And I think they're alluding to like their marriage might be having, a little bit of challenges, like when you're a young couple and you have young kids, that's a lot of strain, and you're running a restaurant, that's a lot of strain and stress on a marriage. Him staying home might not be the best idea. And Baz, the grandfather, also runs into somebody, I think, from his past. So I think he's got a potential romantic interest. Matt at home, somebody from his past comes into the picture. So just a lot of the normal Marsha Willett kind of family drama that she does. And I think it literally is set in just this 1 week when Liv leaves with her kids. The beginning starts with they're in the car and they're talking about their plans for the summer, and so
Mm-hmm.
it's or the week. So we'll see. We'll see. Just finished the summer garden.
Sounds super
I
summery.
just finished the garden house in May.
Mm-hmm.
I can't keep track
So
of the titles are all so similar. I can't
I
remember
know.
yeah,
what
lots of
these
summer.
books.
Yeah.
So I read Summer in the Country last year. I really liked it. There were
I think I've read that one.
directions that I thought she was gonna go, and she didn't. The thing I liked about Summer in the Country was it was a lot of like mother daughter sister kind of relationship
Mm-hmm.
issues or development. So I just like that rather than like all the romance. But there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
infidelity in her books. At least,
Yeah. I've read 7 Days in Summer. I read it a few summers ago. I mean, it's a good perfect light summer read. I think it's a little less complex than some of her other books. Like you said,
That's how the Garden House was.
Yeah, it's very short. It feels a little bit like, that kind of a thing. But it's still got her writing, and there's like just lovely descriptions of the beach house and of the food they're eating and just the family relationships. And I mean, it's one of those books where like you kind of see and know where everything's going to go, but like you just enjoy the ride. And isn't that what you want in a summer read sometimes?
Yeah.
You just want to
I
enjoy
love the
ride.
summer cottage description.
Right?
Like, I'm all for that. So
I know. Like, why don't I have a beach house that I could go to? Jacqueline, again. Can we come
lake
to your
house.
lake house, please?
Jacqueline, maybe she wants to host us.
I know.
Yeah. So
We'll just invite ourselves.
I know,
we
right?
read
Where's it
the
coming?
Chadwick Chronicles a couple summers ago. Jen and
Mhm.
Michael and I did together. And I still feel like, I mean, I could have included that as a recommendation because I feel like that's a great summer read.
Yes.
But it is
I think
3 books and it's long, but it's of hers that I've read, that's my favorite.
I think a family song is good for summertime too, because you can get really immersed in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That can be enjoyed in a different way, but yeah.
Actually,
Jacqueline's gonna be in a beach cottage next week.
I know.
Oh, her life sounds marvelous. Are you taking your puppy dog with you, Jacqueline? To the beach cottage? Lake this weekend, beach cottage next weekend.
Mina's gonna read the Chadwicks this summer. I'm gonna read.
Great.
There's a 4th book in the Chadwicks, called The Prodigal Wife. That's on my summer TBR. That's on my summer TBR. Mm-hmm.
Her grand dog, and no, it's her grand dog.
Oh,
not her dog.
Well, then you can take us instead,
right? Since it will be at the lake.
Yes. So, well, fantastic. That's all of our summer reads for you guys. Both our recommendations and the books that are on our TBRs, or at least some of the books on our TBRs. I think now we all have a lot more books on our TBRs.
And things to watch.
We were trying to choose ones that we haven't already talked about because I've been talking about summer reading for weeks at this point because my list is just.
I know. I keep making different piles of like, I'm going to read this in July and these are just general summer. And this is like,
and I've looked at it and I'm like, there's not enough days.
I'll read these.
Not enough days. I've counted them
out.
There's not enough days for me to get through what I want to get through.
Not enough hours. Plus, then I get sidetracked by like other books. Like I just got a book in the mail and I read it. I started it last night and I finished this. Like literally, I could not put it down. Like this morning, I was like,
"Oh, I saw that.
I need to do stuff, and I'm just going to read this book."
That's the best feeling, though, when you don't even know you.
So good.
A book, and then you just start reading it, and you can't put it down. Is a good.
It was just like the best.
Do you want to mention quick, Jen, before anybody?
Okay, before everybody leaves us, yes, thank you, Beth. We have a PDF printable of all of the books that we talked about today, and I will link it once the replay is up on my channel. I will link it in the description box. We will also have links to it. We will post it on Instagram. We'll post it on our YouTube post page thing, that thing where you can like post stuff. What is that called? I don't even know.
It's the community post
post, whatever that is. There on all our channels, we'll have links to it, so you can go save the PDF, print it out, download it, save it on your phone, whatever. So if you didn't write down the titles and authors, have no fear. We've got you covered.
Thank you, Beth, for making that.
Yes, Beth did that for us. She made a lovely, lovely PDF. And it's listed out by each of us, and our recommendations and our TBRs. So you know what books were talked about by whom and whether we've read them or not, so that you have all that information. So thank you guys all so much for joining us. This was so much fun. Oh my goodness.
So fun. It was
Yes.
great hanging out with you all again.
I know.
Yes.
We'll have to do it again. I don't know, maybe we should do it every season or something. We could do our fall reading next.
That sounds good.
And then we will come back. We'll have to come back for volume 9 of Emma M. Lyon too.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
gonna tag all of you to come back and do that.
Can't wait for that.
Yes.
I know, right? She needs to finish writing that book.
Yeah, she really does. That's like when you had said about when you see her, you think, oh, is this the notice? I think, don't be on Instagram.
I know.
You should be
You're on
writing.
Instagram. Go be writing. Get
don't
that
you
book
don't
done,
need a
lady.
life, right?
I know, right?
Just
I
do
know.
what we want.
And then she's
Yeah.
like I'm like, don't send out your email. Don't do your St. Crispian's Gazette. Don't be sending it. Just be writing
She
volume
was
9.
focusing on those. Don't you think she was focusing on those audiobooks for quite some time? I
Yes,
kind of
for
got
sure.
the impression that's where her focus was for a good time, for
Maybe
a long
so.
time.
Those
It did seem like
audiobooks
that.
are fantastic though. I mean, I loved them so much.
I'm so excited,
Yeah.
but I'm saving them until as soon as we know volume 9 is coming out, and then I'm just gonna binge listen.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I want to listen to all the things that I might have missed.
Yes. Yeah. I
Yeah.
caught much more
Yes.
listening.
Somebody
Usually-
sees my puppy.
Oh yeah.
She went on a walk while we've been talking. My family took her on a walk. So she is pooped, laying out. She's tired.
It's a rough life that these
Yeah.
4-legged fur babies lead. I
It
tell
really
you,
is not a rough life. She's got it
it's
made.
not. I know.
All my couch cushions are like pushed together weirdly because she lays on top of them.
That's like
She's a big.
our 20-pound cat Huey. He lays on the back of one of our couches, and I swear that the back
Yeah,
of the cushion is
it's-
just deformed now because
I know.
20
It's
pounds
just,
laying on it all
it's
the
his bed.
time.
yeah, it's just it's just things. So she's happy.
Yes.
So
Wow. We're so glad that you guys enjoyed this, and we hope you maybe found a few books to add to your own TBRs. So yes, I mean, summer reading is just lovely, isn't it? I mean, I am also not a fan of being hot in the summertime, like Melissa said earlier. And so the best thing about summer is summer reading.
yes, it's true.
100%.
Oh, Debbie's
true.
asking
Good
where
every year.
Ivy and Huey are. Yeah, no, they're downstairs. Huey was banging on the door earlier, and I was like, please, somebody. My son came and got him, though. I was just like,
Let's see
oh
if I
my
can-
gosh.
Can you see Wally?
Oh, is that Wally
Yes.
or Theo?
That's Wally. He's
That's
been hanging
Wally.
out with me. Yeah.
He just winked at us. He just winked at us.
He's like, yeah, hi, ladies. Those gingers or marmalades, as I'm calling them now. That I learned that
Marmalades.
that's what they call them in the UK. Marmalades. That's the best.
That's cute.
Right? I mean, you need a Paddington bear to go with your marmalade cats. Is what
There
you
you
need.
go.
So, all right, everybody. I think we will sign off. Thank you again for joining us for this little summer reading live. And that PDF link will be available when the replay is up. Well, after I've eaten dinner, though. So I'm going to eat dinner. The replay will get posted, and then I will post the link to the PDF for everyone. And yeah, this was so much fun. Thank you to Melissa, Beth, and Rebecca for being here as well. And we will see you all in our respective places on the internet very soon.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Thanks all for
Bye.
coming.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.